Hey guys, welcome to Green Bean Fiction. So in today's video we are gonna see, what if badass Izuku reincarnated in Hazbin Hotel and had Harem? Part 2. This story is Assassin Izuku in Helluva Boss and Hazbin Hotel by Unzero123. Before starting, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe the channel if you are new so you won't miss our latest videos. Flashback: a long time ago. Two bald eagles soared above the city, as the scene changed to a casino blowing up, because of two villains. "Citizen, it's a villain!" screamed and began running. "Citizen, run away!" The red villain cheered. "Ha ha ha ha, $10 million, just like that, I love this job." The blue villain, "Bro, up ahead," alerted as they were cut off by the police. Soon after, two pro heroes arrived. "Electoplant, your crime spree ends here, stand down," demanded as he shot a lightning bolt at them. "Electoplant, you're up, Cow Lady," ordered, and Cow Lady transformed into her cow form and charged. "Cow Lady, y'all are finished." The villain jumped in the air. The red villain, "Go ahead and try to stop us," challenged as he shot one missiles at the pros and another at the police. The villains bounced off a building, over the fire caused by the explosions, and were about to land on some vehicles in front of the casino sign. The red villain, "Don't stop, crush them," ordered as they were about to land on a minivan. The family inside braced themselves for the impact before even hitting the ground. Somebody jumped in and punched the blue villain so hard, and flew back a couple streets. The family then looked up at their savior. He wore a leather jacket and a cape that read Plus Ultra. "It's fine now. Why? Turn around and look at Citizen, because I am here," young All Might reassured with a smile as the little girls in the van smiled back with hope. The red villain, "Hey man, who the hell are you?" All Might, "A hero from Japan, who just so happened to be passing by." The red villain, "I'll send you back home in a coffin, if they can find your remains." Villain shot two missiles at All Might, but All Might did a cross chop which the shockwave caused the missiles to go around him and into each other. They exploded in midair. Almingth, "Who said he was going to send me back?" Noticing the villains was gone. "Huh. And see, fleeing on top of building, you're so fast at running away." When suddenly a red car jumped into the air, and TGE driver was none other than a young scientist himself, David Shield. "David, you got ahead of yourself, Toshi." All Might, "They're fast, follow them." Dave jumped into the car. "David, you're impossible, your body always moved before you think," joked as they drove after the villains. The duo of villains were being tracked by a sky monitor. Electoplant, Cow Lady, and the others people watched All Might on top of a building, laughing. The people, "Who's that hero? I've never seen him, that was incredible," complimented. David explained, "He's an exchange student visiting the States from Japan, you can call him by his hero name, All Might." "Everyone though, All Might," David predicted. "Take it man, someday that name will be known by everyone in the world, someday he will become our symbol of peace." With All Might and David. Young All Might, "Thanks for the help Dave, because of the suit you made, that was a cinch, and we'll make it back to class in time." David, "Well, we better, if we're late again, I doubt we'll be able to pass the course." Speaker radio, "Alert, hijacking, I repeat hijacking." David, "HMPH, you know, for a good guy, you are way too reckless," with a smile as All Might grinned on his face. Young All Might, "That mean you'll help me?" David, "Guess so." The car began to fly. Who knew being a hero would be so much work? Young All Might, "Ha ha ha, don't worry, I'll buy you lunch," promised as the car soared through the sky, but in the middle everything turned into black. All Might, What? Look around and see everything in pitch black." David, "What happened?" Notice David was not here with him anymore. He started to yell his name and others people, but no one answer. A few moments a light appear in the dark and one person come out from there. All Might eyes wide. "Son. See Izuku in 4 years old." Izuku, "Is all your fault All Might, is all your fault." The pitch black turned into a battleground city of Tokyo, and everyone he knew was in spiked, on ground or hang in rope. All Might cry and yell because all the people he knew was die, but when he looked back to Sun, he was gone but replaced with more terrified one for him. In front of him was Inko and Izumi hang on down on rope with someone sitting in the middle. The person was wearing a hood coats with a body of red and black, his red eyes stare at him. You lose, All Might, and so does your people. The person start to laugh and Almgit try to stop him, but something pull him back. He look down and see all dead peoples climb onto him and saying, "People, why All Might? You did this, you let us down, you betray us," keep on saying to him and pulling him to hell. All Might struggle but no prevail, he look up to sky and reach for help. Back to present, Toshi wake up in scream and other around him look at him. He was sweating and breathing heavy. Inko, you okay honey? Sitting beside Toshi, do you have a nightmare? Toshi breath in and out and say normal. Yes, honey, just a normal nightmare. Reassure her wife. Izumi, what kind of dream was it, dad? Toshi smile. Just a past old enemy fight, kiddo, don't worry about it. Izumi, okay, but look, we almost there. Looked out from airplane window and they looked out. The floating city that can move anywhere, home to over 10,000 scientists, Island. I can't believe this is where we get to start our summer vacation, it's so amazing. Toshi chuckled. You really excited, huh? Izumi, of course, this is a dream come true for me and Izu. Stop talking when she remember her old life with her brother. She looked down while her parents comfort her. Zara and Fervax, human form, just roll eyes and look out to Island. Why are they here with Yagi family? Because they were invited by All Might, who still won't stop bugging Zara to look at his face. At first Zara reject All Might invited, but order from Michael, Gabriel make him go with them and receive a message from God direct at Zara, making him impossible to reject it. Fervax was bored in heaven and want to go out a date with her boyfriend, so she ditch her class and go out with Zara on Island. Panty and Stocking want to come, but they got called back from heaven by Uriel. At the airport, they go to immigration process and scan their body while talking each other. After finish the scan they entered to Island. Fervax and Izumi surprised to see a lot of attraction all around them and see a lot people with using their quirks. All Might. Now let's see, the hotel should be nearby. He checked his phone. A woman. Welcome to Expo. Greeted before noticing All Might and Magnetic. Wait, All Might and Magnetic. People around near there heard Yagi family name and started to gather around him. Her and Zara know that will happen, so he carry Fervax in bridely style fast and fly towards sky and land away from crowd people. Zara. I know something would like happen. Fervax. Is this what will happen if we let mortal know to us? Zara. Yes, but it will be much worse than that. Fervax nod and both hear someone call them and see cameraman. Cameraman. Hey young couple. Can I take one pictures off you two on free? Zara. Okay, but why you want to take a pictures of us when you have All Might? Pointed to All Might in crowd. Cameraman. Because, it will not have best shot from my angle. Doing a snap photo with his hand. But, you two is a best shot, so can I take it? Zara and Fervax look at each other and nod. Zara, Fervax. Sure. Zara. Also, can you give us one pictures too? Cameraman thump up. Roger that, and if you don't mind, can I ask you to take off the hood? Zara think a little. Sure, but I want to move little away from the group. Is that okay? Cameraman nod and they walk to a very good place for cream shot and take one, but some people around them enchanted by couple and ask for one photo with them or with kids. They accept it and take one photo each. Pease the cameraman was just a beginner with no connection with the top yet, and he also live on Island. After finish with photo, Zara and Fervax say goodbye to people and walk back to Yagi family who's still in the crowd. Both sigh and wait for them to finish. 10 minutes later in the courtyard. All Might. Oh wow, I didn't think I'd get stopped for so long. Wiping the lipstick marks off his face and look to his wife who have a dark aura while looking at her phone. All Might look away to Zara and Fervax. I'm sorry about that, you two, I didn't know it will happen. Fervax. As okay, we also have a great time there. All Might confused but say, oh, okay. Zara. What we standing here for anyway? My girlfriend and I need to go somewhere. Say while not looking at him. All Might. Don't worry, it won't take long, I just want to introduce my old friend, that I know on this island. Izumi. It's Melissa-chan. Say with happy. All Might thump up. You right about that, Izumi, and also I haven't told him about One for All or how I passed the quirk to you. So keep that under wraps, alright? Say to Zara, Izumi and Fervax. Izumi. It's a secret even from your friend. Asked him in puzzlement. All Might nod. Yes it is, because danger follows around those who know the secret of One for All. The fewer people who know about it, the better. Izumi, Fervax nodded in agreement while Zara just roll eyes and look away. Izumi. Oh yeah I see, for their safety of course, nodding in understanding before they was distracted by the sound of something bouncing that was coming closer and closer. All of them looked towards the source to see a female figure bouncing on a red pogo stick, causing Izumi's eyes to widen in shock as she quickly recognized the figure hopping towards them. Girl. Uncle Might, there you are, finally. Welcome Uncle Might, cried out the woman as she flung herself onto All Might for a hug, to which All Might eagerly reciprocated. All Might. Ah Melissa, ha 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 ha, it's so good to see you. With a grin as he spun the now named Melissa. Melissa. Oh my gosh, it's been forever. I can't believe that you're actually here. Giving him a bright smile and see Inko, Auntie Inko, is great to see you. Break hug from All Might and hug Inko who hugged back. Magnetic. It's good to see you too dear. Break hug, we truly grateful for the invitation. I almost didn't recognize you. When did you go and get so grown up? Melissa. Well I am 17 now you know. Much heavier than the last time Auntie saw me. All Might. Ha ha ha, are you now? Rub her head and the three giggle. Izumi looking at sight thinking it would be great, if his was her brother instead of Melissa, but the reality is this. With Zara and Fervax. Fervax. So, that was your old childhood friends huh? Zara nod. Before we even meet Bakugo or Todoroki family, me and Izumi meet her first, we were a best of friends but her father is a best inventor of science. So, he have to come my island and become the head science. Fervax nod. If you ask me, I'm glad she come here with her father instead of like me in Quirk's world. Fervax. Yeah, after all she also quirkless. Zara nod and see All Might introduced to Zara and Fervax. All Might ask Zara and Fervax invited to meet with Melissa Father David but both refuse and want to go look around the island. Both thanks invited to Melissa and fly away fast to fun part. At front gate. A group of individuals were watching the people walked around in the island hidden in the shadows as one of them was currently has his phone on his ear having a phone call. We infiltrated the expo without a problem, so when does the goods arrive? To the other person in phone. Please come and get it at 3 p.m. At gate 66 inches a distorted voice at the side of the phone. I understand. He hung up the phone call. Let's go. Everyone walked toward the island not knowing one person in their group come from different reason. Ha, too easy, now let's play wait the game. Grin under his hood. 3 students and a ghost were walking around at many attractions, events and shows doing some sightseeing before the expo as they watch on in awe at the many attractions the island have as some even recognized them form the sports festival and asked to take some photos or sign a few autographs. A few moments later the heroes in training arrived at a huge building that looked like some sort of museum that they would later found out as the pavilion featuring multiple support items for pro heroes all around the world. As they walked towards the pavilion as they all stared in awe at the loads of high-tech support items. Ochako. Whoa, this place is amazing, look at all those support items. Said in awe. Momo. Yeah, I'm sure Hatsume would love it here. Causing Jiro and Ember inside Jiro to chuckle. Ochako. Whoa, check this out, a diving suit that can allow you to drop over 700 meters in the ocean. Move fast another to another with awe face. Momo, Jiro and Ember chuckle at the sight of Ochako looking the gadget like a kid. 3.5 girl began to walk around the pavilion looking around all of the many supports items and different exhibits in awe and wonder until they saw someone familiar far away from them. Momo. Hey, isn't that Yagi? Pointing towards Izumi with a blonde-haired girl with glasses besides her was Melissa. Ochako. You right, let's go meet her. Walk fast toward her leaving Momo and Jiro behind. Momo about to follow but look back at Jiro who's still standing there not moving. Kyoko, what wrong, don't you want to meet our friends? Jiro look away arm cross. Not friends, classmate maybe but never friends. Momo sigh. Do you still believe what Smile said on TV? Jiro. Don't you, I mean come on Momo, Smile already give a riddle of what kind of person she is and with the live he say it. Momo. But she already explain her reason of what she did and regret what she done. Jiro snort. Like I believe that bullshit crap. Momo sigh. Look Momo, if you want to go meet her go but don't ever invited me or if she near you guys. Walk away, Momo sigh more and message Ochako, Momo then go after Jiro. After a moment they meet again in coffee shop, Jiro want to leave but Momo instead her to stay. Jiro want to say no but for Momo who is her best friend and add by Ember who instead. After that Melissa meet twin Bakugo, Toto, Denki, Mineta, Ida and Ajiro in quarry and coffee shop. Now they are in quarry challenging each other until. Announcer girl. Wow, wow, wow. 5 second, he jumped to the highest point. Everyone cheer and class 1A, Melissa look down who it's in. Class 1A. Zara. Zara wave hand to them and fly to his girls, walk away to other place. Melissa. Wow, I never see anyone who break the record of All Might when he was young. Izumi. What record did All Might had? Melissa. I thinks it was 8 or 7 second. Class 1A. Amazing. Somewhere else on the island. The villains had taken down a guard, as the villain's boss picked up the phone. Villain. I picked up the goods as planned, what All Might's here now, it doesn't matter we can handle him no problem, he hung up. Villain. Of course he had to show up. He watched his men unload a crate and look at his new crew, how it's going with the transport. Good and I already have my things for taking control of security. Villain. Good to know Jack but why did you name yourself Jack the Ripper? Jack. I didn't name it. The enemy I fight give it to me. Villain. I see, well keep up the good. Walk away to crate. Jack. Roger that, Sir Wolfram. In storage room. Inside a liquid box 2 crystal glow like a heartbeat and saying. Crystals. They here, they're here, our master. The group go separate way for party invited by Melissa and they will meet up again in front of the party elevator. With David and All Might they both say their goodbye too and meet up again in party. With Villain they already take out a guard and ready to raid this place. While Melissa give Izumi a full gauntlet and told her about her dream to become the great scientist like her father, even if she doesn't have a quirks. Izumi surprise encourage her to go for it but deep down she know what she did to quirkless people and didn't have the courage to tell her about the true of Izuku Yagi become. Island is away from city so, the news about Izuku Yagi is short to come here. After a moment of talking they forgot about a party and both got yelled by Ida who already there with some class. Lobby Central Tower. Doors opened up as Izumi rushed towards the meeting lobby dress in an orange and black dress that went above her knee. Izumi. Sorry I'm late. She rushed in but paused when she saw that the other girls were nowhere to be found. Wait, where's everybody else? Ida. They're not here yet. Does a proper meeting time mean nothing to you people? With a huff as he chopped the air, he wearing a blue suit with a yellow tie. Todoroki stood at the side, wearing a white suit with a red tie while Kaminari and Mineta wore their waiter clothes, as they hadn't expected the invitation to such a party, and thus hadn't prepared any formal wear and Zara still in his old clothes. Just as he said that the entrance door opened to reveal the rest of the girls walking in. Ochako. Sorry we're late. It took us a while to get ready, apologized while rubbing the back of her head sheepishly as she walked in. She was wearing a pink dress, black stockings, a pearl necklace, and a flower on her head. Mineta. Kaminari thump up and wowing, then 2 more people enter. Momo. I apologize for the tardiness, but Jiro's feeling shy, with a smile while Jiro hid behind her nervously. Momo wore a red dress with a hint of black long dress that not only left her arms bare but also hugged her curves in the right place while giving a good glimpse of her cleavage. Her hair was tied up elegantly with a small golden hairband on it. Jiro. I'm not used to clothes like this is fancier than anything I've ever worn before. It feels like costume. She wore a dark pink skirt with a small black jacket over the blouse. Her hair was also styled quite differently from what she was used to. Ember. You say that but you like it right. Maybe he will like it too. Say in her head making Jiro blush hard and Ember laugh. Kaminari and Mineta saying yes behind Izumi until 2-person come behind Jiro and Momo making everyone jaw drop by their beauty. Melissa. Are you sure? You not a godchild descent from heaven. With a blue dress with a light lavender mini skirt. Melissa forewent the glasses, opting to wear contacts with her hair tied up elegantly. She wore a small choker, golden earrings, and pink lip gloss, showcasing her charms as the eldest one among them all. Vax giggle. Sorry, I'm not Melissa. Both girls come in, see everyone staring at them, mostly Vax. Mineta, the headliner has appeared, shouted to the heavens as he cried tears of bliss. Denki. Crap, Mineta, I can't take this anymore. What should I do? Also in tears of bliss. Jiro Ember though. Those tickets were a mistake. Reception hall. Inside the reception hall were dozens of guests from sponsors, scientists, and heroes, all gathered around and enjoying themselves with the wide variety of food and drinks provided for them. Announcer. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the iExpo's opening night reception party. We at iIsland hope that you enjoy yourselves. To the crowd of pro heroes and finally dress men and women. Now I wonder if we can get All Might, the #1 hero of Japan, All Might, who is visiting us today. Wouldn't you like him to say a few words? Come on and lead us in a toast. Everyone, please give him a round of applause, stated the announcer, host of the party, as All Might looked around in confusion as everyone began to applaud and cheer for him. Even other heroes from varying countries respected All Might, hearing all his legendary feats. Despite mainly thriving in America and then Japan, almost everyone around the world knew about All Might. Therefore, they weren't offended when All Might was suddenly chosen to lead them in a toast. All Might, really Dave, could have warned me about this, whispered to him while holding a wine cup full of juice to disguise it as drinking champagne. He hadn't expected this, nor did he even have a speech prepared. Magentic. Well, Mr. All Might, they calling you now, go on. Shooing her husband. David. This was bound to happen once they found out All Might, the symbol of peace, was here in town, with a laugh. All Might. You both are mean. With a sigh as he walked towards the stage. Back at the entrance, Iida tried to call for Kirishima and twin Bakugo, only for none of them to respond. Ida. It's no good, neither of them are picking up their phones. Knowing those two, they're just blowing off the party. He tried to call them but to no avail. Katsuki. Hey, are you absolutely sure this is the right way? Bakugo asked Eijiro with an eyebrow raised as the three of them walked towards the halls together, walking towards the party. Eijiro. Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty sure we are. Sounding pretty unsure despite his statement. Katsuki. Pretty sure. Angrily. Eijiro. Oh well, I left my phone back in the room, so we're going on instinct here. Sheepishly, Katsumi giggle, making Eijiro blush and say confident. Don't worry guys, leave it to me, I will get you there. All Might. Thank you for inviting me, it's truly a pleasure to be here. I am All Might. Formal speeches aren't really my thing, so, before he can even start the speech that he had made up just now, a loud sound rang throughout the tower. The television set behind him suddenly blared red with the words, "Emergency," on it. Inside a security center, the figures grinned as they had taken over the whole system. We're in, boss. The hacker and Jack grinned. Announcement. This is an announcement by the iIsland security system. We have received a report from the security system that an explosive device was placed in the iExpo area. iIsland will now be in high alert mode. Residents and tourists should return to their homes or lodgings immediately. Those without lodgings for the night can report to the nearest evacuation center for temporary residency. Anyone still outside 10 minutes from may be arrested without warning. Please refrain from going outdoors. In addition, most of the main buildings will be sealed off by the security system. I repeat, this could be heard all over iIsland. An announcement could be heard as the same announcement rang throughout the city. People began to hurry back to their homes or lodgings. They could see the security bots all patrolling out in full force, making them realize that perhaps this wasn't an exercise. Businesses quickly cleaned up and closed down their shop, hurrying back to their homes. In various parts of the city, students of 1A could be seen heading back to their hotels, grumbling about not being able to see a better part of the nightlife. In the reception hall, the doors were suddenly slammed open as armed men with masks, carrying the latest automatic rifles, walked into the room, all pointing at civilians and heroes. Wolfram. In case you haven't caught on, security system is under our control, announced. The door opened up to reveal a man with a white coat, red hair, and a menacing metallic mask on his face. Beside him were two more terrorists, guarding his sides. Wolfram. Now I know that we've got a lot of heroes in here, but if you decide to make a scene. He snapped his fingers, showing them an image of the crowd in the city with security sentries surrounding them. I'll make sure the security sentries that the good people they got in their sights are dangerous criminals, so I'd place nice, because everyone in this island is my hostage. With a smirk, Wolfram. And of course, that means all of you as well. As All Might turned around, his face grim as he prepared to take the terrorist by surprise, hoping to catch them off guard. But the boss was smarter than to continue monologuing for too long. Do it. His earpieces instantly. Holes appeared on the floor before a blue cable shot out from them, wrapping all the heroes in attendance and trapping them. The heroes found themselves unable to break off from the restraining devices nor use their quirks in fear of hitting others. All Might managed to stretch the cables with his muscles and had been prepared to break out of them before a gunshot rang in the air, freezing him in his place. Wolfram, don't move, threatened him as he walked up on stage while pointing a gun at the crowd. If you take even one step, then I'll kill everyone here in a second. That also to you, Magentic. A man behind Magentic pointed a gun at her head. One move and pull a trigger on her. A man nod. All Might grit his teeth. Shit. Before he was kicked onto the floor, unable to do anything less, he risked the lives of others or his wife. Wolfram. There's a good boy. He looked out to the crowd. You're going to follow All Might, please, and do whatever I say, right? Or else you'll all learn from All Might what I can do, pointing his gun at All Might's head. All Might locked eyes onto David, telling him that he could break out of the restraints if needed, but David shook his head. David. Toshi, we have no choice but to listen to them right now, warned through his eyes. Years of friendship allowed the two to understand what the other was saying via body language and eyes. All Might. But Dave. All Might thought, unhappy with the situation. David. Don't worry, I'll make sure that everyone is safe and I'll find a way to save everyone. Just bear with it for now, replied as All Might reluctantly, agreed, saving his strength for now. He might need it for a later time. Back at the entrance, Todoroki got off his phone with a frown as the others did the same, trying to find a signal but to no avail. Toto. I'm not getting any signal, looks like my services are completely blocked. Mineta. Are you serious? Asked nervously while Jiro was prodding at the elevator buttons trying to get them to work. Jiro. The elevator isn't working either, shouted to them. Mineta. What the heck is going on? Cried Mineta, his voice reaching an octave higher. Melissa. It's strange that the system is on high alert. That's not the protocol whenever explosives are discovered, mused in thought as she put her finger under her chin, knowing ins and out of the security details and codes. There had to be something more. Izumi. Iida. Let's go to where the party is being held. She stepped forward as Iida looked at her confused. Ida. For what reason? Asked in confusion. Izumi. Because that's the place where we find All Might right now, and he's at the party. Upon hearing that their teacher and number one hero present, the students all breathed a sigh of relief, thinking everything would be okay now. Expect few two people. Ochako. Wait, All Might's in there? Asked in shock. Mineta. Oh, thank goodness, we don't have anything to worry about, with a sigh of relief. Izumi. So Melissa, can you get us to the party without the elevator? Melissa. Yeah, sure, if we use the emergency stairs, I think we can get close to the party, with a nod as she pointed to the corner room where the doors leading to the stairs were. Momo. Then please lead the way, as the others all nodding in agreement. For Vax sigh. I was looking forward to the dance party. Zara chuckle. Don't worry, love, we can still have a dance after we clean up this mess and you feel it right. For Vax nod. Yay, your opposite side is here. Zara nod. Guess we have to be on guard now. For Vax nod and both after the students while for Vax change her clothes with her normal one with magic. Reception hall. Wolfram. Don't worry, if you stay quiet then there's no reason to hurt anyone. We plan to release you safely when the time is right. With a grin as he patrolled around the area making vague statements. Harrow. What are you criminals after? Demanded to know before he was suddenly kicked by Wolfram in the chin for such a remark, making him fall towards the ground with a grunt. Wolfram. Do you not know how to listen? Stay down. Sated before his earpiece began to ring. What's up? Yeah, I got it. He grinned as he got his next set of directions before he looked around just as David's assistant, Sam, caught his eye, as if by chance due to the name tag. Wolfram. Hey Tubby, you're a researcher here, right? Asked while he walked up towards Sam. Sam. Why yes. Say in nervous tone. Wolfram. Take this one. Ordered as Sam begged just as two terrorists marched up to Sam, grabbing his arms to take him away. David. Stop it. Firmly as he walked up to them, unable to handle this injustice. That man is my assistant. What do you plan to do with him? Wolfram. Well, if it isn't the famous David Shield, with a grin as he turned around, the famous scientist who won the Nobel Prize, bring him too. Wolfram ordered to Jack. David. And what if I refuse? Asked him bravely as Wolfram only gave him a grin. Wolfram. Then somewhere on this island, you'll hear a pretty little blonde girl scream, with a sinister smirk as David gritted his teeth before agreeing to follow them for now. David. Fine, I will go. Reluctantly said, worried for the safety of his daughter along with the civilians as he was led out of the party room as All Might watched his friend go as he let out a growl of anger as his muscles began to bulge. All Might. Dave, I have to subdue these villains and get the system back online. How much power do I even have left? Thought frustratingly as he struggled to get out of his bonds. Will I even be able to defeat the villains and get the security systems working again? Especially in my body right now. No, I must do it. Because I am a symbol of peace. All Might thought as he began to prepare to free himself, but before he could do so, a flash of light caught his eyes from above. Quickly looking up in fear that a sniper was trained on him, he sighed a breath of relief when he saw it was Izumi with her phone flashlight on, flashing intermittently at him to attract his attention. All Might. Izumi. Shocked in though. Izumi. Okay, All Might has noticed us. She saw his dad now looking up. Jiro, is your Jack in place? Izumi asked as Jiro. Don't ordered me, bitch. She plugged into the ground, capable of hearing everything going on inside the reception hall. I'm ready. Izumi nodded, nervous. You can talk to us, we're listening, gestured to All Might, pointing to her ears to let him know they could hear him through the glass ceiling as All Might nodded. All Might. All right, I hope you can hear me. Some villains have taken over the tower. They have control over the security system and everyone in the island is now being held hostage. That includes the heroes that were invited in this party. It's dangerous, get away from here as soon as you can. All Might whispered to them before Jiro recalled her earphone jacks with a gulp. Jiro. This is bad, this is fucking bad, whispered to her nervously before she relayed the message to Izumi and the others, making them all sweat nervously in fear. In hallway, Wolfram and his crew walking to storage room. Jack is behind them looking out for David and Sam while using his shadow clone to looking at the students until Zara erase it with his light magic. Jack. You all are here, huh? Grin under his mask. I hope you are ready, Izumi. Look, Wolfram, I sending you a big present. With students, everyone agree to save the hero while using their power and Melissa won't come in but reject by Izumi. Until Zara vote for Melissa saying it will great for her help to shut down a security and he promise Melissa will be protected by him and for Vax. Students nod and though, we forgot about him. In control room, David and Sam had been brought to the top floor into the control room via elevator with a flanks of goons at their side to prevent them from escaping, not that they can anyway. Villain. I brought him. Said to the hacker on the computer. Hacker. Hurry up and unlock the vault, and Jack, I need your help with this one. Jack cheerfully say. Hi. Walk to hacker and sit down beside him. The villain took of his mask revealing a middle-aged man with lightly tanned skin, thin honey brown eyes and a long face. He has shoulder-length hair of a desaturated pink-like color that flares outwards to the sides, with shorter bangs between and to the sides of his eyes. He also has curved, linear markings under his eyes and down his cheek which are a dark shade of purplish pink. Sword kill. You're not the boss here, grumbled before he morphed his hand into a sword and pointed it at Dave's throat, but you heard him and move quickly if you wanna keep your head on, said as David looked at Sam before he nodded reluctantly. David. Alright. Sword kill took of the sword off Dave's throats and morphed it back into his hand as two goon walked towards David. Sword kill. Take him, ordered the two goons who nodded before the lead the two scientists towards the vault. With students. Meanwhile, Izumi and the others were forced to take emergency stairs to avoid detection. As they reached the 30th floor, Ida. Level 30, said as he panted in exhaustion. Izumi. Wait, Melissa, how high does it go? Asked as she turned towards the panting Melissa in curiosity, asking her what the top floor level was. Melissa. 200th floor, panted Melissa, who was somehow able to keep up despite not having trained to be a hero. Denki. Seriously? Asked in disbelief. Mineta. We have to climb that much. Cried in horror. Momo. It's better than running into villains, now come one. They kept running up to stare, without non-stop while students were breathing hard expect two people who were running after behind them easily, because they are angel. Uraraka ran up the stair with sweat glistening in her forehead until she noticed Melissa was slowing down due to exhaustion. Uraraka. Hey Melissa. Do you want me to use my quirk on you? Offered as she turned around, noticing Melissa starting to lag behind. Melissa. Thanks, I'll be fine, but thanks anyway, said as she panted in exhaustion. Save your power when we really need it. Stop talking by Zara. Pick up her bridal style and keep running up. Melissa. Arm, cut off by Zara. Zara. Don't worry, I have more stamina than other and take this. Give her shoes that have more easy to walk. Melissa. Gee thanks. Say in blush. The group continued to ran up the stairs as they reached the 60th floor, then the 70th, before they reached the 80th floor as they all paused when they saw their way was blocked by a shutter, preventing them from going up. Ida. We're trapped. Toto. What should we do? Break through it? Asked as Melissa shook her head from Zara's arm. Melissa. No, if we did that, then I'm sure the security system will react, and the villains will notice us. Mineta. Then why don't we go through this door instead? Asked as he walked towards the metal door. Izumi. Zara. Mineta. Both called up to him to stop him. Melissa. No don't. Said but it was too late. Mineta had already pulled open a side door, finding it unlocked but unknowingly triggering an alarm to the control room. In control room, at the top floor, the main villain Hacker and Jack, who stopped working and see an alert in their computer just as Swordkill walked towards him. Swordkill. What wrong? Hacker. The door on the 8th floor just opened, said as Swordkill looked at him in shock. Swordkill. What the hell? I thought you scanned each level and they were all clear. Swordkill asked him in confusion, taking out the cigarette from his mouth just as the Jack pulled up surveillance on the 80th floor to find Izumi, Zara and the others running in the hall. As Hacker quickly notified Wolfram about the intruders. Wolfram. Use the barriers to trap them on the 80th floor, ordered in the comms as he waved at his arms to two of his men. Don't let those kids get away. Hacker. Roger that, Hacker said through the comms just as the two villains ran out. All Might. Be careful everyone, villains can be cunning, thought as he couldn't help be worried as they had done well so far to not get caught, but just for how long? With students. Toto. Is there another way to go up? Asked them as the group ran. Melissa. There should be another emergency staircase down at the hallway. Running on her own now. Ida. Then let's hurry. Said before they saw the shutters closing down each section of the paths in front of them and behind them, making them stop in their tracks. Izumi. The gates. Said in shock. Momo. And the ones behind us too. Said looking back. Ida. Todoroki. Shouted as he saw the doors right in front of them. Toto. I'm on it. Said with a nod as he quickly used his quirk to create ice, blocking the shutters from fully closing as Iida quickly ran forward, hopping past the gap in the shutters before activating his quirk as he speed up before completely destroying the door in his pants with a powerful kick. Ida. Everyone, over here. Quick, we can cross through here, shouted as the others quickly hopped past the gap. They quickly ran into the room, finding themselves in the plant factory where scientists researched how quirks could influence plants. Izumi. What is this place? Asked as they ran. Melissa. It's a plant factory, they research the effects that quirks have on fauna here. Replied before Jiro's ears picked up the small humming noise and Fervax hear it too with her high hearing spell of an elevator coming up. Fervax. Jiro. Hold on, hide. Jiro said, putting an arm in front of them to stop them while Fervax, Zara and Melissa, who took hand by Zara hands and hide. Look. The elevator's coming up, pointing towards the main elevator. There, they saw the electronic panel signaling someone was coming up. Mintea. Don't tell me that the villains have found. Cut off by Zara yell whisper. Zara. What the hell are you all doing? Hide. Say from his hide along with Fervax and Melissa. They quickly hide behind the bushes. Denki murmured. I wonder if we can use that elevator to get to the top floor once they're gone. Melissa. No, only authorized people can operate the elevators unfortunately, and it's built like a bomb shelter so we can't even break in and try. Mineta. Come on, of course we can't use the easy way, let us use the conveniences of modern civilization. Complained, getting tired of running. Soon, the elevator stopped right on the 80th floor, opening up to reveal two villains wearing the same terrorist clothes as the others, only unmasked now. One was a skinny, strange-looking man with pale yellow skin and a face similar to a goat with a mohawk, while the other was a rather short, stocky, middle-aged man with a round head and a thick neck. Izumi. Look at those clothes, they're definitely the villains from the party, muttered to herself. Diago. They said the kids came in here, said as he looked around. Nobu. They had to pick a place that has so many hiding spots, growled as he looked at all the plant life around the area, taking in where they could be hiding in such. Ochako. They after us, whispered while putting her hand on her mouth to muffle her sound. Ida. Shush, stay quiet, whispered to her. Mineta. Please leave, I don't wanna die, muttered to himself while putting his hands over his mouth to silence himself. Jiro though. Go away. Go away. Momo though. Please don't notice us. Izumi look at Zara who taking out his swords and ready to strike until. Nobu. Hey, we see you stupid kids. Villain called out as the group jerked up in fear at this, thinking their hiding spot had been exposed or Zara about to strike, but. Bakugo. Huh, what did you say, you bastard? Said with a growl as he and Kirishima stood in front of the two villains. Izumi. Wait, that voice. Thought as her eyes widen in realization, Kachan and Kirishima. She looked to see Bakugo and Kirishima standing in front of the two villains. Zara though. Those idiot. Diago. What are you two doing here? Demanded. Bakugo. Huh, that's what I want to know, too, fired back in annoyance before Eijiro decided to intervene. Eijiro. Hey man, just leave this to me, okay? Said quickly, getting in front of Bakugo before he causes any trouble. Eijiro. We got lost looking for this party, can you maybe point us to the right direction? Said embarrassingly while rubbing the back of his head sheepishly as he walked forward. Studations, Zara, for Vax. How did they get all the way up to the 80th floor looking the reception? Though in disbelief as the two villains looked at each other questioningly, unable to tell if the two boys were seriously lost or not. There had been signs everywhere pointing to where the reception banquet was, which was the 2nd floor, and these children had somehow wounded up on the 80th floor. Nobu. Sounds like bullshit, don't lie to me or you'll regret it. Said as his hand suddenly expanded and morphed, ripping apart the glove he was wearing as they could see skin webbing connecting to all his fingers. Bakugo. His quirks. He rushed towards Kirishima. Izumi. Kirishima. Called out to warn him, but before the attack can land on the unsuspecting Kirishima, Zara come in and slash his quirks into two pieces and blow far away from them. Bakugo. Eijiro. Chicken, Zara. Zara yelled to others in bush. The three of us can keep them busy down here, we'll stall for time, look for a way to the top. Izumi. Wait, what are you? Paused when she and the others were suddenly launched up by Todoroki's ice tower. Zara thump up. We will be right behind you all after we clean this place up, this mess, and Luna look to for Vax, PLs look after them. For Vax yell. Leave it to me. Zara look back to other villain with point his sword at them. Eijiro. Wait, you guys are here too. Said as he blinked in confusion. Wait, what the heck is going on, Zara? Zara. Villains have taken over this tower. Kirishima and Bakugo looked at him in shock, and you looking at them in front of us. Eijiro and Bakugo ready their quirks. Nobu. What kind of swords is that? Shocked that to see his quirks destroy only by sword. Daigo. Don't know, but let's not guard down. His eyes opened and began to shake, and soon, his whole body transformed into a big purple humanoid with bulging muscles, long hair, and red eyes. Bakugo. AP shot. Fire at AP shot at them, but something dark appear in front of Daigo and Nobu and Salo. AP shot. Dark. Bruh, man, those are two weak quirks. And transform into human form. Zara. Oh no, Shadow Izuku. Hello, hello. Good to see you again, Zara. Daigo. Jack, what are you doing here? In deep voice. Shadow Jack. I'm not him, my friend, I'm his quirks, and let me take him down. Pointed to Zara, and you two kill the rest. Nobu. Fine by M. Interrupted by Ice appear on from sky and trap villain. Todo slide down in front of Zara, Ajiro and Bakugo. Ajiro, Bakugo. Todoroki's icy hot. Zara. Why are you here? Todo. Just like to. Say back in monotone. Zara. Whatever, just take care of other two villain, while I take care of the shadow. See the ice break with Nobu quirks and Shadow run to Zara with sword arm Shadow, and both crush each other with swords, and Shadow spin kick to Zara chest and sent Zara away from them while Shadow run after him. With others. The others broke through the other side of the room, only to find the shutter sealing their exit to the stairs. Ida. This way is blocked as well, said with a grunt as they quickly looked around for another way up. Mineta. Great, now what are we supposed to do? We're like helpless livestock in a fancy cage. Cried out in panic. Denki. Damn it, we need a plan. Called out when Momo quickly noticed a ceiling hatch at the far side of the room. Momo. Hey Melissa, where does that little vent up at the edge of the ceiling lead to? Over there. Called out as Melissa walked forward to get a closer look. Melissa. I think it runs under the maintenance room for the sunlight system. Exclaimed with her eyes widening in shock. Ida. There's probably an emergency ladder under the maintenance room, right? Asked with a grin, knowing that any proper building that followed safety codes would have such a thing. Melissa. Well, there is that, but it's a manual release, so someone would have been inside to let it down for us, and we can only access it from the inside. Ochako. Even though we got this far. Jiro. No, there's still a possibility, said as everyone turned towards her and she pointed a vent there. Somebody climbs into the vent and into the exterior walls, then they can get into the maintenance room, said as everyone's eyes widened in realization. Ochako. Right, there must be another vent leading inside, said with a hopeful smile on her face. Melissa. And they can get in that way, said with a bright smile on her face. Izumi. But who can go through a cramped space? And go through the outer wall without falling? Asked as she hummed in thought before turned to Mineta, realizing that his small stature and quirk could be the one to turn it around as Mineta backed away, having a sinking feeling what they were thinking about. Mineta. Wait, me. You can't be serious. I can't. And he started to whine until Fervax knocked him out with hand chop. Fervax. I really hate this magnet, always whine when he didn't do even a things. Ochako, Momo, Jiro, Melissa. Why did you do that? Now we don't have anyone to climb up there. Fervax. Sure we do, and we don't have to go into a vent when someone can pass through wall up there. Izumi. But we don't have anyone. Cut off by Momo. Momo. No, we have Izumi. Everyone look at her while her friend Jiro eyes wide. Is me right, Luan? Fervax nod. Momo sigh and look at her friend. I hope we can still be friends even after this. She back away. Ochako. Momo, what are you? Paused by Momo turn into ghost. Denki. Whoa. Everyone eyes wide and jaw drop. Momo giggle at the sight and fly up to ventilation shaft and opened up, letting it drop down onto the ground so other can climb up. After that Momo turned back normal and Momo say she will tell them after this over, and they started to run again. Jiro though while running with other. How does she know about Momo ghost power? Did she have a quirks then can see info, or Zara know and tell if for her? She off her though, thinks later, save island first. In control room, Sword kill. Hey, what's the deal? You still can't find them? Asked as he looked over the hacker's shoulder. Hacker. Damn it, growled as he managed to pull up a video of the students, only for the camera to suddenly be destroyed by Jiro's earphone jacks. Sword kill. Hey, 80th floor. You letting those dumb kids are getting away. What the hell are you guys doing? Demanded in his intercoms. Meanwhile at 80th floor, Dagio. We're working on it. Said with a grunt as Bakugo came out of the smoke with a war cry before he launched another explosion at Daigo, making him grunt in pain as he felt another explosion hit him. With a roar, Daigo slammed the ground, creating a small shockwave towards Bakugo as the two of them clash, with Daigo trying to hit him only for Bakugo to maneuver out of the way with his quick before he threw explosions after explosions towards him before he blasted himself forward, dodging past the rocks that Daigo threw at him as he blasted Daigo into the glacier. With Zara and Dark Smile. Watch if you want Katana as Zara, other as Shadow Smile. Zara pointed his swords down and asked, "Why the fuck are you here, Smile?" Shadow Smile. "I go whatever I pls Zara and I don't need to tell someone like you." Zara. "Then are you here to hurt them?" Shadow Grin. "If I did, what are you going to do?" Zara didn't say anything but stab the Shadow Smile with his holy sword and Shadow Smile laugh and fade away. Zara unsheathed his sword. "I don't care what your plan is, I always protect her." See Bakugo, Eijiro and Toto coming to him with Diago and Nobu trap in ice with only face reveal. In control room. Hacker. "Boss, these are no ordinary kids in the tower," reported to Wolfram, "they're students from UA High School's Hero Course Hero Reserves, they're well trained." Wolfram. "The brats are probably trying to restore the security system," mused, "be on alert." "You sent the security drones on the 80th floor, right?" Hacker. "Yes sir." Wolfram. "Then raise all the partitions on floors 100 to 130 and let them pass freely." Hacker. "Huh." Wolfram. "Do what I say." Ordered with a calm grin. With students. Denki. "We've gotten pretty lucky. The path's been clear since we passed the 100th floor, said as they continued to ran. Ochako. "Yeah, do you think we lost them maybe?" Jiro. "I don't think that's it." Momo. "It's quite possible that they're leading us somewhere," said as she narrowed her eyes suspicion. Ida. "Likely." Izumi. "Even if that's the case, we've almost made it to the top floor, we're so close to this being over." In the laboratory. Ochako. "So many robot sentries," said as they watched through the door window. Ida. "The villains aren't just trying to block us in anymore, it actually looks like they're trying to capture us now." Jiro. "If so, then I bet realize we're Hero Course students." Momo. "If that's true, no reason not to show them what we can do." Yaoyorozu claimed as she created a sheet of insulation. Ida. "Yes, we'll go ahead and commence with Plan A, ready Kaminari." Denki assured. "You got it, I won't let you guys down, let's do this Lita-kun." Ida. "Right, for Vax though, when did they make Plan A?" Ida grabbed Kaminari's arm, spinning him around really fast with his quirk before throwing him into the air above the robots. Denki yell. Indiscriminate shock 1.3 million volts. Yelled as he electrocuted the robots, but unfortunately, the robots closed themselves off unfazed by the shocks. Izumi. "They defend it." Surprise as they hid underneath the sheets. Denki. "Fine, how about we try 2 million volts? Yelled as he released more power. Jiro. "Don't, if you do that then, you'll turn," tries to remind him, but it was Ember say in her though. "Too late," said with a facepalm as Kaminari turned into stupid mode. Jiro. "Stupid," growl while facepalmed. Izumi. "Well, at least he stopped the robots for us, right?" Claimed when suddenly the robots got back up, and strapped Kaminari with wires. Ochako. "Kaminari, Mineta. They're just too strong." Complained as more robots began to charge at them. Ida. "Quick plan, cut off by Fervax and Ghost Momo come in front of him and." Fervax. "Light spear. Fire a spear of light." Ghost Momo. "Ghost ray. Fire a ghost green laser." All robots blow up and turned into pieces. Expect near Denki. Momo, Fervax yell. Ida, Yagi go. Ida, Izumi. Oh. Tenya engine fire up and Yagi turned on the gauntlet strapping to her arm. Izumi though. One for all, full crawling. Both run to Denki and Izumi punch all robot while Ida save Denki. Ida yell to Jiro. "Jiro-kun, do they have a backup?" Asked as Kyoko listened in the floor. Jiro. "Yeah, coming from the left." Ida. "Then we're heading the opposite way. Everyone's right." Ochako. "Izumi-kun, what's with that glove on your arm?" "It's amazing." Asked as they run. Izumi. "Thanks, but it was all Melissa," said before turning towards Melissa who was running besides her. "It works perfectly Melissa, thanks," said with a small smile. Melissa. "I'm so glad you brought it." In the reception hall. Sword kill. "Boss, these kid are strong, very strong, and there's someone interfering with the drone sensors also. We've lost those kids." Wolfarm. "Lose the chatter, we don't know if one those brats has a quirk that'll let them spy on us." On the 137th floor. Kyoka listened in the wall to listen if there's more robots coming. Jiro. I hear a lot of those security machines on the floor below us. Momo. Any sounds from above? Asked as Jiro shook her head. Jiro. No, it should be clear. Ida. Then let's go. Said as they immediately continued running. On 138th floor Sever room. They keep running until a door open and see more robots come out. Ida. A trap. Shouted in shock and anger. Izumi. Then we'll break right through them, ready Iida. Said as Iida nodded as she dug her feet into the ground ready to burst in only for Melissa to suddenly grab his arm. Melissa. Wait, hold on. Called up, making them stop in their tracks. We can't damage the servers. If the servers here are damaged, then it might affect the island's security system, too. Said, but before they could react, even more security robots jumped out from the walkways above. Mineta. How many of these things are there? Shouted in anguish. Momo. We'll stop the security system machines here. Kneel down and start to use her quirk. Ida. Yagi, take Melissa and find a different route. Put down Denki while watch over by Jiro. Izumi nod and look at her cousin. Come with me, Melissa. Melissa also suggests Ochako to come along with her along with Fervax too. Both nod and four girls run to opposite direction of robot. Ida. Torque over, Recepro burst. Yelled as he ran over and kicked the robots into the wall. Momo. Take over of the gun, Kyoka. I'll make us some soft ammo. Informed, being exhausted. Jiro. Roger that. Obeyed as she pointed a cannon to robot and fire at them. Robot were covered by stick white glue and stop where they were. Ochako grabbed the ammo and loaded for Jiro to fire it. Mineta. I won't let you hurt my ladies. Yelled as he threw his pop off at the robot's legs. In the hallway, Izumi, Melissa, and Fervax heard the battle as Izumi turned around. Fervax. Yagi, you can't stop. Run if we get caught here. Iida and others did that for nothing. Izumi. Alright. They keep running while Izumi mutter, everyone please be safe. Back with the others, Tenya managed to kick a few more robots down, but his engines soon stopped. Tenya though. My engine stalled. A bunch of robots jump on him and capture. Jiro. Iida, Momo, ammo. Demanded before looking at Momo looking exhausted. Momo. Momo. That's my limit with creation. Informed as Kyoka caught her. Mineta. My scalp's telling me it's time to surrender. Informed as his head bleeds. Soon the robots captured some of them with their wire. One of the robots tries to capture Momo and Kyoka, but Ember. I don't think so. Come out from Kyoka body with guitar and fire a sound wave to make all robots sent back and pile up at the entrance. Jiro. Ember. Ember. How was my firepower, Jiro? Jiro. What are you doing? If they find. Cut off by Ember, put a finger on his lips. Ember. Don't worry, Kyo. I know my action, but it's time to use it, Kyo. No more hiding. No more stopping fists. Turn back and fire fist punch beam to scatter the robot with grain. Ember. Oh yeah, that what I talking about. Posa, rock, finger. Jiro blinked twice and chuckled. If you are going that far for me. Get up. Then I will also not hold back anymore. Ember, grain. Then are you ready? Jiro nod. Let's do it. Ember, Jiro. Ghost rock. Inside their body both soul emerge into one. Kyoka turn into a adult from. Kyoam do a rock, finger pose, let's rock. Kyoam fire a electric wave shock to robot, who electric trap them in their place. Kyoam smirk and see more coming and started to fight. In a monitor room, Sword kill. Only 2 or 1/2 more left to capture, and where's the other 3 who got out? Asked the hacker. Hacker. Looking for them now. Sword kill. Grunt, these kids are so annoying. Hacker. You are too. With Izumi and others too. Izumi, Fervax, Ochako and Melissa found themselves outside near some wind turbines. Izumi. What is this? Melissa. The wind power generator. Izumi. Why here? Melissa explained. There are more robots in the tower, probably just waiting there for a chance to ambush us, but if we climb the top from here, we'll avoid them. There's an emergency exit we can enter. Izumi. All the way up there. She looked up at the door. Melissa look Ochako. If we have Ochako-chan, your quirk makes anything you touch weightless, right, so this should be easy. Ochako. Right, leave it to me. Reassured and touched shoulder by Fervax. Fervax. Leave the protecting to me. Ochako nod happy, also sigh relief to have someone near her. Melissa wrapped around Izumi with her arms. Ochako ordered. Melissa-san, hang on to Izumi. Melissa. Oka. Obeyed as Ochako then applied her quirk to make them float up until suddenly a door opened and an army of robots charged at the two. Ochako. Oh no. Izumi yelled. Ochako-san, Luna. Melissa. Release your quirks and both run away. Ochako. We can't. If we do that, then we can't save anyone. Fervax. And don't worry, we can defeat them easily. Summon her tarot cards and ready to summon her night angle until Bakugo. Die. Shouted as he jumped in between Uraraka, Fervax and some robots before he blasted several of them apart before a large patch of ice appeared before several others, freezing them in place. Ochako. Todoroki and Kirishima. Said in shock as the four of them quickly looked towards the other door to see Todoroki and Kirishima rushing in to help out. Todo. That was close. Are you both all right? Asked both worriedly as Uraraka gave him a small smile while Fervax looked for her Zara not notice 5 robot appear beside her. Ochako. Luna. Yell at her. Fervax about to capture until a 5 light come down from sky and strike down all 5 robots destroyed. Ochako. Luna. Zara. Fly down in front of girls while protect them. Zara. Don't touch my students and girl. Look to Luna, where is Izumi and Melissa? Luna. They up there heading to the top floor right now. Luna pointed up to where Izumi and Melissa were, Uraraka using her quirk to lighten them up. Zara look Ochako. Good job kid, now, look back to see more robot coming up to them, let's stop these robots. Bakugo. Don't tell me what to do. Barked as he blasting robot one after the other. Eijiro. Oh come one man. We're a good team. Said as he hardened his fist before slamming them into the robots. Todo fire another ice stream. Izumi. Thanks so much you guys. Said with a smile at the reinforcements before a gust of wind blew her and Melissa off course from the door. Ochako. Izumi, Melissa. Called out seeing them ebbing blown away by the massive fans. Zara see it and yelled to Todo and Bakugo. Bakugo, Todoroki. Aim the propeller at Yagi quick. Bakugo. I told you don't tell me what to do. Said but he still did it anyway just as Todoroki blasted his flames into the fan to boost it as the blast of air hit Izumi back on course. He looked up to see he was about to hit a wall. Ochako. They did it. Cheered. Eijiro. Yeah, said with a grin. Izumi. Todoroki. You used your flames, thank you, thought in awe before a small smile appeared on her face. Melissa. Izumi. We're going to hit the wall. Called out to her. Izumi. Hold on tight cousin. Melissa. Okay. Izumi though. One for all full cowling. A red line appear on her body, Detroit smash. Punched a hole right into the tower before Izumi and Melissa have levitated inside. Ochako. They got into the tower. Release. Said as she quickly released her quirk as Melissa and Izumi fell down towards the ground. At the reception hall Wolfram frowned as he received the latest reports. Wolfram. Send, Swordkill and the others. Walk to door while hackers say yes, defend the control room until I got there and where the heck is Jack? Jack answer. I'm with S.H.I.E.L.D. and they about to got the package. Wolfram. Good, I'm coming up there right now. All Might. Keep it up All Might. Just a little while longer. Your student will prevail, you know they will, he thought through gritted teeth as he struggled to keep his buff form any longer while Inko is waiting for a right moment to strike with her magnetic at villain behind her. With Izumi and Melissa. Melissa is on Izumi chest after breaking down the wall. Melissa. Izumi, are you okay? Melissa asked as she got off of him. Izumi. I think so, I'm more worried about you. Melissa. I'm fine. Just some scratches, reassured until suddenly, Swordkill tried a sneak attack but Izumi got her and Melissa away from him, as Swordkill raised his blade at Izumi, but only to be blocked by her Izumi red gauntlet. Swordkill. You shouldn't have come here. Izumi. Neither should you, tell me why you criminals are doing this anyway. Demanded as Swordkill turned his second arm into a blade. Swordkill. You chose the wrong place to play hero kid. Sword Kill yelled as he slashed Izumi twice, then kicking her, causing her to lose her balance, falling outside, clinging on the edge of the tower. Sword Kill cackled as he prepared to kill Izumi, when suddenly Melissa latched onto his arm. Melissa! Stop it, Sword Kill! Get out off the way! Yelled as he knocked Melissa away, cutting her arm in the process. Izumi! Stop it! Yelled, still latching on, as Sword Kill then raised his blade and was about to cut her, as Melissa then closed her eyes in fear. Sword Kill! Now die! Yelled as he slashed the girl, but both of his arms suddenly cut off. Sword Kill scream in pain while move back but feel something punch through his stomach. He look up weakly and eyes wide. Sword Kill! Jack! Jack pull out his arm from his stomach and Sword Kill kneel down die. Jack mutter. Nobody hurt my cousin. Melissa and Izumi eyes wide looking at the person killed that in front them until Izumi snap out and Izumi! Get away from! Jump to Jack and pull her arm back, my cousin. Punch him, but Jack turn into shadow and slither back to main body. Izumi hit against the wall and she looked back for Jack, who was nowhere to be found, and she helped Melissa snap out from her frightened. Things happen in front of her. Izumi comfort her while also telling to move on. Melissa nod. They run toward the top floor. Both keep running toward the main control room, and Izumi able to defeat some of the villain guards easy, and both about to arrive main room but see storage room open, so both look from their hide place and Melissa gasp in shock because she see her papa while Izumi see Jack was there with them. In storage room, David smiled as he unlocked something. David. I've unlocked it, block 11.47. Sam. Wonderful, it's opening. Said as he rushed over to the block to retrieve a suitcase. You did it, Professor. Look, everything is here, it's perfect. Said as he showed the device to him. David. Finally, I've gotten it back, all my research, and they just took my device away from me, but now it's mine. Said coldly. Sam. It's just like we've planned, and it looks like the villains are doing well, said as he closed the suitcase and walked toward David. David. Thank you both. Look to Sam and Jack. I couldn't have done any of this without your help, Sam and your friends. Said as he quickly climbed up the stairs to meet up with Sam. Jack. You are a fool, uncle, and you betrayed her. David look at Jack. Huh. Papa. David suddenly heard a voice that made his heart stop. David froze as he quickly turned towards the entrance of the storage room to see Izumi and Melissa looking at them in shock and horror. David. Melissa. No, what are you doing here? Asked her in shocked. Melissa. What does it mean? It's just like you planned it. Asked in a shocked tone as she stepped forward with her eyes locked onto her father. Papa, don't tell me that. You're the one behind this incident. This was all you, just in order to get that device. No, it can't be true. Is it true, Papa? Asked with tears slowly welling up in her eyes as David clenched his fist, unable to meet his daughter's gaze for the moment before steeling himself. David. Yes, it is, admitted as Izumi and Melissa's eyes widen in shock. Melissa. What? Why? Papa, how could you? Shouted with tears welling up in her eyes. Sam. The professor is only trying to get back what was stolen from him, explained. Lift the briefcase up once more for them to see. The invention inside this briefcase is groundbreaking invention that mechanically amplifies quirks. Izumi. Wait, is that even possible? Asked in shock. Sam. Yes. It's still being tested, of course, but unlike the drugs, this device can magnify a person's quirk without doing any damage to their body or brain. But despite that, our sponsor confiscated this prototype and our research data. Then they demanded that the project be abandoned. They were worried that something like this could drastically affect the structure of superhuman society, would bring chaos. Governments form different nation put pressure on your father to end it. So that's why we did this, further explained to the two shocked girls. Sam. Then it was me who had suggested using villains to steal everything back and go underground. With the research, I had done all the preparation of hiring fake villains to smuggle all the equipment needed for the heist to work. Your father was still been hesitant the whole time until the day of the plan when he finally agreed. Melissa. No, I don't understand. Said in shock and disbelief. There's something I'm missing, right? You've never do this. The papa I know and love wouldn't act like a villain. Why would you do this? This doesn't make any sense. Said as she couldn't believe what she was hearing. David. I had to for Al Might. Said as he looked at the floor, afraid to look her in the eyes, but then looked back up. You kids don't know this, but All Might's quirk is disappearing, said as he missed Izumi looking away when he said that. David. This world needs him. Without the symbol of peace, we'll fall. However, if he uses this device, he'll be just as strong as his old self. No, if not, his abilities will be even stronger than his prime. The #1 hero, the symbol of peace, and get his strength and light back again. He can keep saving people. Just like he always has. Izumi. Uncle Dave is upset because Dad's quirk is fading. This is happening because Dad passed one for all to me, thought in shock and disbelief. David. Please just let me give this device to All Might. Pleaded as he took the briefcase from Sam's hands. I don't care what punishment I receive. There's no time to rebuild this. Please just let me. Melissa. They risked their lives and you don't even know. Said with her shoulder shaking. You don't even realize what you've done. Izumi. And their friends have put their lives on the line for the island. For you. I did too. Do you know how dangerous this was? Do you even know the danger you've put everyone in? How hard we were trying to save everyone in the island? Asked with tears falling from her cheeks. David. What? But the villains are fake. It's supposed to be an act. Said as he turned towards Jack, who near a computer and typing something and his shadow getting something from that box. David. What are you doing? Jack. Oh, just getting something for me, and looked a glowing back. He opened it and red gem come out from the box to him while green gem fly out toward someone. Jack grabbed the gem and see memory in his eyes. Jack smile wicked until he snap out by David yell. David. Hey, I asking what are you doing? Jack sigh. I already told you, Professor, I'm getting something for myself and all villain here is real, not act. David surprise. What? Look to Sam, who look away. Wolfram. What Jack say is true. All look to storage door and see Wolfram with hacker, and act pretending to be fake villains. Izumi power up her one for all. That's guy. Interrupted by Wolfram use his quirks to touch the storage door and manipulate a metal fence to trap Izumi on the wall. Melissa. Izumi. Cried as she rushed over to help them. Izumi though. His quirk allows him to manipulate metal. She tried to break free. Wolfram. You'd be smart not to resist. Sam hand it over. Sam. Right, here you go. Obeyed as he took the briefcase from David. David. Sam, this was your plan, you were gonna hand it over all along. Asked shock. Sam. You're the one who tricked me, Professor. I've been your assistant for all these years, and you let them take our work. We could have had fame and fortune, but no, I deserve more. I need to be rewarded, otherwise my entire career was a complete waste of time. Jack. Idiot. Sam look at him confused. Wolfram. Here's the payment I promised you, informed Sam as he shot him in the arm, causing Dave, Melissa, and Izumi to get shocked. Sam. No, why, this isn't part of the promised. Asked confusingly, holding his pain arm. Wolfram. Promised. I don't remember. This is your reward. He pulled the trigger again, causing a blood spilled, but to everyone's shock, it was David who jumped in front of Sam to take the bullet for him. Melissa got horrified to see her father bleeding out. Sam. Professor, why? Asked in confusion. David. Get out of here, ordered in pain, and just then Melissa started running toward her father. Melissa. Papa, yelled while running towards him. David. Stay back, tried to warn his daughter as Wolfram knocked her back with his gun. Melissa. Yelled as Izumi continued to try and break free from the fence. Wolfram. Trying to play the hero after all this, too late for that. No matter what your reasons were, you've dirtied your hands now. Whether we're real villains or actors is irrelevant. You planned and committed an actually crime here. You're exactly the same as we are. You can no longer remain a respected scientist, or continue your research without shame. Your life is forever tainted by the darkness of villainy. Lectured with a smirk as he picks up David. Wolfram. Hey, take him to the roof, ordered his minion. Melissa. No, please no, give him back. Begged in tears. Wolfram. That reminds me, this will be much easier if I get rid of Professor's attachment. Claimed as he pointed his gun at Melissa. Bye-bye. About to pull triggers but stopped by a string attached to all Wolfram crews. Wolfram asked in surprise. What the hell? Jack. Oh, look what you made me do, puppy. Everyone looked to Jack, who using a string Hacker. You bitch, you betraying us. Yelled at him angry. Jack snort. It's obsessive senpai. Lift up the case with string and show it to David. But is really sad Uncle David, you using your knowledge to save him who doesn't deserve this. David. Do I know you? Jack. Sorry about this. Touch his face. I have to discuss to fool the puppy so I can get in easily. His face and hair start to change and those who knew him wear eyes wide. David Izumi Melissa. Izuku Oni-chan. Izuku make a snapshot pose. Ta-da. David Melissa surprised to see Izuku is alive but in villain while Izumi can't believe is really him. She didn't believe it first when he on live but now Izuku is smile. Wolfram. Who the heck are you? Doesn't know him yet along with Sam and others villain. Izuku look at the Wolfram. Oh right you guys didn't know this face but. Spin around and change his clothes to smile along with mask appear on his face. How about now everyone? Wolfram crew start to fear what in front of them and started to beg for mercy. Izuku. Music to my ear. Pull the string and kill the Wolfram crews expect leader, but we have to. Interrupted by Izumi punch and sent him to wall. Izumi glare at her brother. Izuku. Izuku come out from the wall and dust himself off. Izuku. My what a violent person, did my mom and dad not to teach you some manner Izumi? Izumi. Shut up, point to him, what the hell are you doing as villain, though you want to be, cut off by Izuku. Izuku. Hero, come on sis. You know better than I'm when I will snap and turn out like this. Spin around himself and show it to Izumi who tear up while look down. Oh, look at here everyone the strong and mighty Izumi is crying because of something bad she did. Izumi. Oh Oni-chan, cut off by Melissa. Melissa. Izu. Get up while Izuku look at her with soft smile. Izuku. Hey Melisse, you grow up beautiful. Melissa. Why did you become like this? Asked in tear. Izuku. Oh yeah, the news come to Island is slow so you both didn't know or. Look at Izumi with grain. Yagi family didn't tell you all about it yet. Both shield look to Izumi who tense up. Anyway, you both might want to look on News Smile live on TV. Sam. What are you doing? Wrap around by Izuku string and pull up into air and come beside near to him. Izuku. Then. Bow a little, bye everyone. Turn around and walk to exit. Izumi try to stop him again but stop by 5 shadow come out form Izuku and block the exit and sight from Izumi. Izumi glare at the shadow and power up while David order Melissa to run toward control room and deactivate the security guard. Melissa want to help her father but more Izuku shadow come to David expecting for kill but they lift him and run to near emergency kit and start to patch thing up. Melissa see them and sigh relief and knowing Izuku was not gone yet. She then run to control main room and deactivate all security guard and free all heroes and her friends. On rooftop, Izuku singing a London Bridge is falling down, while walking to his stole helicopter from USA. While he walking Wolfram and Sam struggle to free themselves but it was not working so well for them. Izuku. Hey ladies, ready to ditch this place. Chara Toga. Hi, standing near the door. Nagant. Stop the flirting and get on. On pilot seat, Izuku chuckle. Of course lady but first. Open the case and pull the device out while look at Wolfram with wicked smile. Wolfram. What the fuck are you looking at psycho? Izuku. Oh just making a distraction. Look to door see Izumi come up with All Might land down on rooftop. Ladies and gentlemen the show is about to start it now. Put a device on Wolfram and Izuku jump back on the plane with Sam and Nagant fly out there fast. All Might and Izumi see Wolfram in amplifies quirks making him strong than before. With smile and girls. Smile look at the island site peaceful until. Nagant yell. Incoming unknown object at us fast. Others look out outside and see a person in armor coming to them fast until. Smile kick out Sam from helicopter making armor person change direction and save Sam first. Smile yell at that armor person. You still soft me and if I were you, I will help them. Pointed to rooftop island. Azu see island a attack on rooftop and see a lot students was up there stopping the Wolfram who destroyed everything. Azu growl under his armor and fly back there where he need to help them. Chara. How did you know that was your opposite side? Smile show a red crystal card in his hand. I got this little gift from that island and I see green come out there too, so I know who it will be having. Nagant. You know, it's strange that you having more and more power each day. Toga. Yay, like some god trying to pull the string at you in your opposite side. Izuku take off his mask and look at the sky. You know, I never thought of that. Though, maybe I should ask him or talk with my other side. Back on Island, All Might and Izumi able to defeat the Wolfram with the help of students and angels. After the fight, authority on Island come in help with soldiers and to talk with who responsible for the attack and how it happened. That day Izumi's relationship with Melissa was shattered thanks to Izuku big secrets reveal as the Melissa avoided her and didn't even try to say goodbye to Izumi when she left, although it saddened and hurt. Izumi couldn't help herself but to feel guilty knowing that it was all her fault. Sam and David also took place in trial and Sam took all the blame for David and David also protect for his friends even he is bad. So the trial give David a house arrest while Sam will be sent to jail for 20 years. David also able to talk with Toshi and Inko in hospital before they leave and he is really angry enough to think himself how fool he was. After the talk David cut himself up with Yagi family for good but. Next day in Shield House. Melissa and David spending some family time until they hear a bell ring. David. Who could that be? Melissa. Don't know but I should go look for it. Get up and walk to door. David. Be careful dear. Melissa. I will papa. She walked to front door when she arrived, she looked through a peek hole and see Zara and Luna on party that day. Melissa speak through amplified speaker. Melissa. Hey Zara and Luna right, what are you guys doing? Zara. Hello, Miss Shield. Sorry for the sudden visit but I would like to talk with you and your father something. Melissa. Can it wait tomorrow dad is, interrupted by Zara show his face making Melissa stop talking and open the door and look at Azu. Azu. Hey Melisse long time no. Interrupted by Melissa wrap her arm around him and start to cry on his shoulder, still the cry baby huh. With Octavia in Los Angeles. Octavia asking people around on road to tell her where is the star but no one answer or look at her. Octavia growl and tear up and tell. Why are you here? Octavia look up and see someone she real needed appear in front of her. Octavia. Zoo. Jump onto Izuku chest and start to cry. Izuku who fuck confuse, comfort her and see grimoire in Octavia bag. Izuku. What the hell Blitzo and other doing? Back in hell. Blitzo. Moxie and Millie is being score by Stolas or more like being worry for her daughter while still score at them especially Blitzo who is Stolas' boyfriend. Stolas. How could this happen? Did you just let anyone walk into your office and grab infinitely powerful artifacts? Why would she do this? How are we supposed to find her? Where would he go? Look at Blitzo, and where is he? I try calling him but he won't answer. Blitzo. Well, the kid asked for days off to get something of his mind so, smile nervous. Stolas grabbed Blitzo and started to shake him. Then find a way to get a call for him or something. I worry my baby. Blitzo. I will, if. You, stop. Fuck. Shaking, me. Luna sniff around the room. Well, it reeks of urine and desperation, so, sniff in air, ew, LA. Stolas, Blitzo, Moxie and Millie look at her, what? At Los Angeles alleyway. Blitzo literally throw Luna from portal to ground while he come out with a smirk and Luna grow at him. Blitzo. Alright Luna, let's make this quick. Other come out from portal, in and out before anyone notices here. Everyone look where they are with blink. Blitzo. Oh, this doesn't look much different from hell. See a track, paint wall and so on. Alright, now let's get to work. Looney sniff. Luna get up. How am I supposed to smell anything in this city? Moxie. Can you even do one thing's right? Pointed out. Luna pointed back. Can't you finally do something about how fat you are? With smirk. Moxie. I'm not. Cut off by Blitzo. Blitzo. You know it would kill ya to put a salad in your body every now and then. Moxie asked confused. What? But I'm not fat. Whine but Blitzo don't care and he climb onto big trash bin. Blitzo. Now, first thing first. Put a drawing from his pocket on trash bin lift open. If we're going to do this the old-fashioned way, we're gonna need disguise. Luna and Stolos' eyes light up and change into human form. Stolos' human form. Millie clap while Moxie nod and Blitzo jaw drop on Stolos' human form with a blush too. He snap out and ask. Blitzo. No chance you can conjure as a couple of those. Can you? Stolos. Sadly, no. I'm afraid, without my Grimoire, my powers are just a tad limited in this human world. Blitzo. What, you can't memorize your fucking spell? With arm cross. Stolos face grump and ask him too. Oh. Your memory's so great. Pointed to Moxie. What, his phone number? Blitzo pout. Fuck you. Stolos smirk. Exactly. Walk away follow by others. When they out Stolos see a red glass, he grab one with grain follow by Luna, Moxie and Millie. Moxie stumble with street dude. Moxie look up. Steep dude. Hey little man. How about you check out this demo right here? Show a fuck up disc from his pocket. This is premium grade of fire right here. Wrap around Moxie's shoulder. Prefect for you to crank with the little lady YY. Pull Millie and also wrap around his arm on her too. Moxie. Oh, wow, you made this. Ask why Millie get out from street dude arm. Thanks you, he say farewell and follow after others. Moxie and Millie stop again by street dude stand in front of them again. Street dude. Hey, hold up a sec. You're just gonna grab it and go. Millie. He said thank you. Street dude. $20 bucks man. Ask money from them. Moxie whine. Millie. Cup her cheek. We need money to pay this talented artist. Kneel down with puppy eyes. Millie look at Moxie and look at Blitzo who walk away to another corner. Millie. You can just give it back Mox. Moxie gasp. Back away and hide behind tree. Millie. These artists put their heart and soul into their work. I can't just give it back worthless. Chipmunk come to him and sniff the disc. Moxie hiss the chipmunk making him run away. Millie. It probably is. Street dude look at her really face. Moxie keep thinking until one woman pass her and give a coin to him. Woman. Sick demon costume man. It's a mental as fuck. Give a rock pose hands and keep walking. Moxie look at her and see a coin in her hands and got a crazy idea. Try to show off Millie by flip a coin but lose and go catch it, he then try again and got it right. In restaurant. Izuku. That why you out here? Listen to Octavia reason and why she here. Octavia. Yay, so could you. Cut off by Izuku already in human form. Izuku. Via, the shooting star only show at night. Octavia title her head. Do you see the sky? Octavia nod. It's still afternoon but it will change into night at 7 p.m. Octavia. Then, I have to wait for another, fill in by Izuku. Izuku. 5 hours. Octavia growl and head down on table. Octavia. What am I going to do for another 5 hours? Izuku. I could give you a tour around this place. Octavia look up to him with puppy eyes. Can you do that for me? Izuku chuckle. Sure, I also need my mind of something. Octavia. Thanks you Zu. Hug him. Izuku chuckle and tease her. Do really like in my arm that much via. Octavia nod and purr growl in Izuku chest. Izuku blink and think did he going have another girl and wishing is was not. With Blitzo and others. Watch from 8:02 and end at 10:17. In clothes shop. Izuku waiting for Octavia to get a new dress. Octavia come out from dressing room and ask. How do I look Zu? Izuku jaw drop. Eyes wide. Why you look gorgeous via. Octavia blush. Thanks Zu. You look great too. Izuku smile. Thanks. After Izuku pay off the clothes. Izuku fake cough. Are you ready for a tour my princess? Bow and give a hands. Octavia giggle and give her hands to him. Lead the way my fellow knight. Izuku smirk and both walk. Izuku first place he go was Star Owl souvenir shop. Octavia really like it and they take wall pictures together with phone and they went in store and buy whatever she want and Izuku pay for it. After shopping Izuku take her to a best place, even bar but he promise her to take a bar at night and whoever come to stop them or try to kidnap her ended dead and dumb in alleyway. At 7 p.m. Izuku and Octavia arrive to observatory and wait for shooting star. Octavia. Is that why you are here? Izuku nod. Izuku telling her about the problem after the island. He has been bugging about what Toga and Lady said about God plan and his power. Izuku is been bugging me for a whole days now and I can't even come up a new plan for revenge. Octavia. Zu, is that even really matter about you getting more power? Izuku. No, not really but, cut off by Octavia. Octavia. No, but Mr. and even it's God plan do you really thinks he controlling you like a puppet? Izuku shake head, and all the things you do is yourself not him. Izuku smirk. You right Via. Other friends already told me not to worry but I can't stop worry. Look at her with smile, after talking with you and you reason it's clear now, thanks Via. Via smile. No worry happy to help. Izuku chuckle. Yay. Look up to sky with Octavia. A moment of silent until. Octavia. Hey Zu. Izuku make him noise. I want to tell you something. Flashback. Flashback end. Octavia in tear. Gee that what happened, Zu do you think? Look to Izuku who was changing back to his demon form and his shadow making a crack behind the wall until. Octavia. Izuku. Cup his cheek making him snap out and stop changing. Izuku. Via. What? Hold her hands and look around see a lot of crack everywhere. He sigh deep. I did it again. Look at Octavia. Sorry Via, I just lost myself back there. Octavia. Is okay but you said it again, does this happen all the time? Izuku. Not all the time, scratch cheek look away mutter, it only happened to one of my precious family or girlfriends. Octavia have good hearing and hear what he mutter. She blush hard and tap Izuku's shoulder. Izuku look at her but not expect got a kiss from her. Izuku eyes wide stun and Octavia move back and look at her. Izuku ask her nervous. VV are you, cut off by Octavia. Octavia nod. I love you Zu, I also want to be your girl. Izuku about to say something but Octavia kiss him again. Izuku give up and pull her in and kiss back. Both were kissing deep until. Luna fake cough, both look back see Luna with arm cross. Izuku. Hey babe, nice to see you finally here. Luna. Well, I got lost along the way but, look at Octavia, you one of us now huh? Octavia nod. Yup and I don't regret it. Luna shrug. Welcome to party then little bride. After that Luna, Octavia and Izuku talk about their problem and meet up with Stolas, Blitzo. They also see a firework while other thinks is Azathoth's tear or some shit. Millie asked for Hellgate while Moxie pulling his art back to his home. Another street dude come and show his another art to Moxie but Millie kill the fucking guy and carry Moxie back to hell in bridal style. On UA school, Zara waiting someone on rooftop while looking at the scene of town until he hear a door open and look back see. Zara. Aizawa. Shota. Zara or should I call you Angel Izuku? Zara eyes wide under his helmet, he about to ask but Shota beat him to it. Shota. How I know is, the day you were talk with Abara Shiozaki from class 1B. Zara sigh deep and take off his hoods and look at Shota. Azu. So, what do you want to know? Shota. First, next day in hell, imp living room, Luna sitting on Izuku lap while he nap and she looking at her phone. Moxie in front of them playing himself until. Moxie. Ya know, I checked the scale today. Luna look at him, and it said I lost 2 pounds this week. Luna roll eyes and look back at her phone, while snuggled to Izuku neck. Moxie look them growl and door open with a bam. Millie come inside with stomp. Millie throw her coffee at in front of Luna, Izuku making them jump and wake up. Millie punch the nut button. A stickman Homan appear inside living room and Millie started to stress relief on that. Izuku, Luna and Moxie stare at her. Moxie. Millie honey, everything okay? Millie hiss at Moxie who just stare at her until Millie snap out. Millie. Yeah. Breath in and out, just. Bumped into my ex. Moxie. Oh. Izuku. Well, that's new. Pull Luna close to him and snuggle in her chest, soft. Luna smirk and stroke his hair. Luna. Soft. Millie. He just kept going on about how he has money now and a bright future. Jump down from Stickman and Moxie come to her, and a bigger cock. Moxie. Wait, what? Millie. Every time I see his stupid face, I can't just help but I just need to punch the shelf drawer. The shelf drawer fall down and pictures come out while Blitzo come out from his office with phone. Blitzo. What the fuck is all this noise? Yell at them. I got a client. Moxie. Sorry, sir, I'll get this all cleaned. Pick up a pictures and see a couple kiss, fuck and so on. What is this? Blitzo say nervous. Research for science. Look at the pictures with pout. Put it back correctly, okay. Walk back to his office, alphabetize them. In office. Blitzo. So, let me get this straight. You don't want us going to Earth at all for this nut job. Correct. That will not be necessary. I'd like to meet you and your whole crew at my estate. Blitzo. You want us killing someone in hell? 'Cause I gotta tell ya that ain't exactly our business no more, but if you want I can connect someone for you. I tell you all about it when ya here. It's in regards to a business venture. I'm sure it will be worthy your time. Blitzo. Ooh, how ominous. Chuckles, fine, whatever, what's the address? Transportation has already been taken care of. Blitzo see a helicopter fly past his window and he run out from his office to living room. He see helicopter stand in front of him while Millie and Moxie come beside him. Blitzo. What the fuck is that? Helicopter fire a hook at their wall and open a new door for them. Luna and Izuku look up and see the wall open again. Blitzo yell at helicopter. Satan's ass crack. Enough with the walls. We have a door. All Blitzo pictures fly out with winds but got on fire in middle and turn into dust. Blitzo yell. My researchhh. Hear a fake cough and look back, see Izuku stare at him. He glup and look back at front and see helicopter make a plank for them. From helicopter a shark person come out and shark pilot. IMP. Moxie, Blitzo, Izuku and Millie look at him. Right this way please see. Walk back to helicopter. Four of them stare at him until Moxie. Sir, what's going on? Moxie and Millie pull out their guns and kinfei. Blitzo. Oh no worries, just from fancy schmuck from greed wanting to do business with USS. Get on the plank. Izuku. Greed huh, well this will be interesting. Look to Luna, be right back babe. Kiss her forehead and get up. Luna. See ya Izuku wave and get on the helicopter. When Imp arrive on the helicopter Millie ask while looking at the cut-off belt. Millie. Is this thing safe? Ask to pilot. Pilot. Don't worry. We are professionals. Destroyed another IMP while making Izuku kill one pilot for trying to hurt his girls. Helicopter is seen flying out of a hangar in the Greed Ring as they fly over Lulu Land, which is going under reconstruction, along with other carnage as they fly over a sign reading, Welcome to Notamafia Town. No mafia here. We're mafia free. Moxie. Disdained groan. I hate this place. Blitzo. Oh, yeah. This is your old stomping ground. Isn't it, Mox? Izuku. That news. Moxie. Yeah, unfortunately. I grew up just over there points through glass, swore I'd never come back, and, what, where are we going? The helicopter starts changing direction, as Moxie grows more and more anxious. Moxie. What, Blitzo, who did you say this meeting was with? Blitzo. I'm not sure, just some rich somebody or other who wants to do biz at his place. The helicopter finally lands, and Moxie grows heavily worried after realizing where he's landed. Moxie. Oh, no. The place in question is revealed to be a huge mansion, dark smoke fuming through both chimneys. Moxie shivers in fear of the place, as Blitzo shoves him to move forward. Client. There he is. There's my boy. Get over here and give your daddy a hug. Izuku, Blitzo and Millie. Daddy. Client. I only let Moxie call me that unless you pay me. Laughs. Moxie. Guys, clears throat nervously. This is my father, Crimson. Sir, this is my boss, Blitzo. My coworker Izuku and my, cut off by Millie. Millie, I'm his wife. Millie takes her hand to greet Crimson as he accepts. Crimson. And what a beautiful wife you are. Kisses Millie's hand. Mox, where have you been hiding this pretty little thing? Millie. Oh, I'm sure he would have introduced us eventually. Crimson. Oh, I'm sure. You got to be Blitzo, with the silent, oh, right. I've heard a lot of good things about you and your work. Blitzo. Really? Turns what kind of shit has Moxie been spreading about me? I'll fucking kill you Moxie, don't you fucking test me. Crimson. No, no. From all over. Looks like you're building a name for yourself here, kid. Blitzo. Really? Chuckles well. I guess it's about time folks recognized my talent. Izuku. Strike 3 old man, you going to buy a dinner for us, Blitzo growl. Crimson. Cracks up, I like your attitude kid. Well, I hope you're all hungry. We put together a fabulous dinner for you. Millie. Hey, baby. Why haven't I met your pa before? Moxie. Nervously, well you know, it's just, never been a. Crimson. Hey, you two, move it before it gets cold. Moxie. Look, Millie, we can talk about it later. Millie takes Moxie's hand and both enter the house with Blitzo and Izuku. Crimson's smile fades, then he snaps his fingers and enters the house. The two men standing at the door follow him inside, closing the door behind them. Inside, Crimson prepares a drink for Blitzo and Izuku. Crimson. So, Blitzo, ya always been a hitman? Blitzo. No, not always. Yeah, takes the drink from Crimson with Izuku. I was in the circus for a long time. Crimson. Finger guns, show business. Sits down. Good money in that. Everyone sits in the room in an awkward silence. Moxie. Looks over to Blitzo. What are we doing here? Then, to his dad. Sir. Crimson. Rolls eyes. Moxie, I raised you better than that. Lights cigar, ya know there's no business before dinner. Besides, we're still waiting on one more. Suddenly, the last guest kicks his way into the house, making an entrance. Guest. Woo-hoo-hoo, what is up, party people? Millie and Moxie. Chaz. Look each other. Wait, what? Moxie. You know him. Millie. Groans and slaps her forehead. You remember that ex I was talking about. Chaz walks over and hugs Moxie and Millie. Chaz. Looks like I got 2 big sex reunions today. Sing-song voice, how lucky am I? Millie. Surprised, did you date him too? Chaz. Yeah. No big deal, but I usually bone half the people in any room I'm in, cut off by Blitzo. Blitzo. Angrily, are you fucking kidding me? There's someone who's fucked both of you. Moxie pushes Chaz's arms off of himself and Millie. Moxie. Bitterly, it was a long time ago. Chaz. But, I still remember it like it was yesterday. You, a fledgling mafioso. Me, the dashing and extremely sexy muscle. It was like fondly it was written in the stars. Blitzo. Moxie in the mafia, that's fucking rich. Izuku tapped his shoulder and pointed to all of the items in the room to back up Chaz's claim. A photo of Crimson and a mob boss, the many trophies of hellbeasts hanging on the wall, and a framed family painting of Crimson, a younger Moxie, and Moxie's mother, as if posing like a mob family, hanging over the fireplace. Blitzo hears a knock on the door and looks, just in time for Crimson's goons to enter carrying a body bag. Blitzo. Oh, shit. Millie. Concerned. You've never told me this before. Moxie. I don't really like to talk about this part of my life. But, dramatically, I first saw Chaz at my induction. Flashback to Moxie's time in the mob. Moxie gets a handshake and a kiss from Crimson, welcoming him into the business. Moxie looks around the room and stops upon seeing Chaz grinning and applauding at him. Moxie blushes at the attention Chaz is giving him. Moxie. Voiceover, in the family. Our eyes met from across the room. And there was just something about him. Something that was magnetic. Moxie finds himself hiding behind a car in the middle of a mob turf war. He throws away the Tommy gun and pulls out a grenade, but it slips out of his hands before he can pull the pin. Moxie runs after it and catches it the same moment that Chaz grabs it, touching his hand. Both share a smile before Moxie picks up the grenade, pulls the pin, and throws it away. Chaz and Moxie stare fondly at each other as the grenade explodes in the distance, the smoke forming the shape of a heart. The scene switches over to Moxie greeting Chaz at the door. Chaz is holding signs that he lets fall from his hands. The signs say, "Tell your dad it's a salesman, I can't stop thinking about you," and, "Moxie, will you bone with me?" Moxie blushes fondly and lets Chaz in. Another scene has Moxie polishing a rifle when Chaz comes up from behind and assists. Moxie grows aroused by the interaction. In another scene, Moxie poses nude, except for a necklace and his socks, on the couch while Chaz paints him before the flashback fades back to the present. Moxie. It's been 84 years. Blitzo. Confused, isn't that from that boat movie? Izuku. Skeptical, did any of that stuff actually happen? Chaz. Oh, yeah. Licks lips, but, he skipped over the jizz-covered parts. Moxie. Anyway, things changed when we went on a heist together. Flashback to the heist. Moxie, carrying a bag of money, is running with Chaz to the exit as the security gate begins to drop. Moxie throws the money out of the bank and catches the gate with his shoulders to give Chaz time to slide under. Moxie tries to escape but his leg and tail are caught under the gate when it drops to the floor. After struggling to get out he turns to Chaz for help. Chaz suddenly hears the police sirens and grabs the money, giving Moxie a final look before running off, leaving a betrayed Moxie devastated and in tears. Moxie is thrown inside a jail cell. He sadly climbs into the bottom bunk of the bed. Cellmate. So, what are you in for? Moxie quietly pulls his tail closer to him. His cellmate, Blitzo, is lying on the top bunk. Blitzo. Okay, not much of a talker, are you? Hops down and shakes Moxie's hand. I'm Blitzo. The, oh, is silent. I'm sure we're going to get along just fine. So, what's your deal? What did you do? Who'd you diddle? You look like someone good with a gun. You look like someone who could shoot up an office. Moxie attempts to speak. Blitzo. And I hope you are, 'cause I got a plan to get us out of this dump but I'm going to need some help. You think you can give me a hand? I need to get out to my daughter. The babysitter will kill me if I don't get back soon. Moxie tearfully smiles as Blitzo continues talking about his escape plan. The scene returns to the present day. Moxie. Once I got out, I never looked back. Blitzo sits worryingly as Millie glares and growls viciously toward a nervous-looking Chaz. Crimson frowns in his chair while stare at Blitzo and Izuku smirk while looking at Crimson. Chaz. Well, hey, as you said, it was a long time ago. Chuckles nervously. Millie. Foaming at the mouth. Furiously, I'll fucking kill you. Millie leaps onto the top of the couch, missing Chaz as her knife pierces through the fabric. Chaz hides behind Crimson's chair. Chaz. Whoa, the fuck crazy bitch. Millie tries to lunge at Chaz again but is intercepted by Moxie and Blitzo. Crimson stands in between IMP and Chaz as Millie holds up her knife. Crimson. Hey, 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 hey. Hold on, Millie. To Chaz, you're going to die, bitch. The maid enters the room. Maid. French accent dinner is served. Everyone is seated in the dining room. Millie is viciously cutting through her food and glaring at Chaz, but the room is completely silent. Blitzo. So, this is aggressively uncomfortable. Crimson. I suppose you want to know why you're here. Blitzo. Yeah, so what gives? You know we kill people on Earth, right? We don't usually do contracts for locals. So, if you want to do business with us, you got to. Crimson. I don't want to do business with IMP, I want to do business with Moxie. Moxie. Stops cutting his food, me. Crimson. Yeah, kid. I only summoned IMP to be sure you'd show. Because, well, we're bringing Chaz into the family. Chaz smirks while raising his eyebrows. Moxie. What, since when can just anyone join the family? Crimson. Come on, Mox. You had responsibilities here that bitterly I had to pick up once you left. Now Chaz is going to lighten the load. Moxie. Wait, I thought you always hated his guts. Crimson. Chaz looks confused. Well, I didn't exactly hated him. Moxie. You called him a friendless horse fucker, and said we lived a sissy lifestyle. Crimson. Yeah, well, I was wrong. You've been gone a long time, Mox. A man can change, and so has Chaz. Chaz. Yeah, I've grown, matured, and, recently, came into millions. Shifty eyes but, you know, mostly the mature thing. Blitzo. Oh, okay. So the friendless horse fucker over here gets a little moolah and suddenly, it's worth wasting our time over. Chaz. Well, I'm the whole package, if you know what I mean. IMP is speechless. Chaz. Confidently, I got a big dick. Izuku piff and started to laugh. Chaz. What's so funny about? Rise eyes brown. Izuku stop laugh. Sorry, but to think the big crimson is going to lighten of the load on someone who totally on useless one. You really getting old cream. IMP and Chaz eyes wide and look at Crimson. Crimson glare at him. Watch what you say kid. Izuku grain. Make me cream. The room in totally silent because a two stare and tell. Moxie's ask nervous. Sir, what does any of this have to do with me? Crimson sigh and look back to Moxie. There's going to be a ceremony tomorrow. Moxie here is going to officially release his holdings in the organization. Then you can get back to bitterly ignoring your family to your heart's content. Millie. Stands up. Maybe he wouldn't ignore his family if they didn't force him to rub elbows with a no-good, shark-toothed fuck face. Chaz grins at Millie. Millie points a knife at his neck, threateningly. Crimson. EY, look. Everybody, relax. I know tensions have been high tonight. Say, why don't you stay here and get some rest? We'll have the ceremony tomorrow and then you will be free to leave. I have your rooms all prepared. Moxie. Millie is about to object. Yes, sir. Millie. Mox. IMP and Chaz begin to leave the room. Crimson. A moment, Moxie. Moxie. Just give me a minute, Millie. I'll be there. Millie looks on with worry as Moxie steps back inside the dining room. Chaz tries to lean into Millie but jumps back when Millie growls and tries to bite him. The goons close the door behind them as they leave, leaving Moxie alone with Crimson. Outside the room, Izuku. Old man, I be going out for a while and look around the greed ring, give something to Blitzo who see a paper in his hands, see ya, old man. Walk out to door. Blitzo. Okay kid, but, yell, don't call me old man. See Izuku gone. Millie asked. Why did he call you that? Blitzo. I asked him to call me other name expect daddy or papa and now here he is calling me old. Walk upstairs and look at the paper see, check on Chaz. Watch from 11:02 and end at 23:50. Luna. Blitz, where is my babe? Blitzo blink at her until, oh, shit. They forgot about Izuku back in Greed Ring. Back at Crimson Mansion. Chaz looking nervously as he is sweating bullets at Crimson who has a blank yet angry look on his face. Chaz. Hee okay I know you're pretty mad right now about this whole fraud thing and me being broke with no money but if you give me a chance to explain myself I'm wheel. Crimson growled as he pulled out a gun and shot at Chaz. The screen turned completely white as it shows the silhouettes of Chaz, Crimson, and Alessio as it showed that Crimson seemingly shot Chaz in the head. However the screen returned to color as it showed Crimson barely missed and only shot Chaz's hat off as he sees this with the look of fear on his face. He then ran for his life but got wrapped around by wire in middle and lift up into air. Chaz look up and see. Izuku. Look what I caught a fish that about to lose his life on Tiger Dent. Chaz about to say something but his mouth sealed by Izuku string. Izuku. Now, be quieter. See Crimson come up to them with his gang. You will lose life. Crimson. Give me that fucker so I can put it on my wall smile. Izuku grain. I will, if you accept the deal we have before. Crimson yell. Like I will, you demand is too high. Izuku sigh. Fine, then. Pull out a case and show money inside to him. You give me a info about someone and ammo, I give you this money. Crimson. And who is this someone? Arm cross asked. Izuku. Sinner greed. On road. The class started to get ready for their summer camp. Almost everyone in the class passes the exam except Mina, Kirishima, Sato, Kaminari, and Siro. The class started to head to the bus with Iida leading the class to the buses, in an orderly fashion much to the class's dismay saying that it wasn't that kind of bus. So the class was sitting in their own place. The travel itself was pretty smooth except for Aizawa who was trying to sleep while the rest of his students is chatting loudly. The class continues to talk about the exam and gossip among each other. Some of them are sitting while playing with their phone, and others prefer to just sleep till they arrived. 1 hour later, the bus came to stop saying that they arrived and instructed them to get out. But they didn't see the training camp filled with instructors or a campsite with training equipment or even a welcoming entrance. Instead, they were standing in the middle of nowhere near a cliff. Izumi. Where are we? Looked around to find an empty field. Katsumi. This isn't the place, right? Who was also confused. Mina. Who cares, at least we could stretch our legs for a while, said while stretching her legs with Kaminari and Shiro. As the student came down from the bus, they began to stretch their legs and enjoy the view as well. The smell of the mountain air and the forest near the cliff is enough to calm their distracted mind for a while. Aizawa. We've stopped here for a reason, explained while waiting for someone. They should be here soon. They kept looking around while enjoying the view when suddenly two woman figures appear in front of them. Rock on with these sparkling gazes, said in a cute manner. Stringly cute and cat-like. The other followed. Question mark, question mark, question mark. We're the wild pussycat. Both of them said in unison while striking a pose. Everyone watched in silence while the two heroes are trying to keep their pose. The rest of the class watched the two heroines, and as soon as Izumi recognized them, she started gushing. Izumi. Oh my gosh, they're the wild pussycats. They're a team of rescue heroes that debuted a long time ago when we were kids. Continued to ramble only for a giant padded paw to shut her mouth. PXC Bob. I think you mistaken, kid, I'm 18 at heart, you know, said menacingly. Izumi. But. Voice was muffled because of the giant paw. PXC Bob. I'm 18, said again, and finally Izumi complied with her words. Shota. These are the pros that will be helping you with your training, said in monotone. Mandalay walked over the railway and looked at the forest. These entire mountains are our territory, and that over there is our lodge. She pointed out the other side of the forest. You had until noon to reach there or you won't get any lunch. Class 1A. Wait, what? Ochako. Then why did we stop in the middle of nowhere? Kaminari, who was the first to realize, began to scramble in panic. Everyone gets back on the bus. Shota. Pixie Bob, said in a monotone voice. PXC Bob. On it. Placed her hands on the ground and used her quirk to turn the cliff to falling out on them. And all of the students are falling down to the ground and not before Mandalay said that they were allowed to use their quirk freely in the forest. Shota. You had 3 hours to go to the lodge or you won't get lunch. If I were you I start running, said before leaving the students. And just before he walked away, he could hear some of the students bragging, saying that this would be a walk in a park and expect something a bit challenging. Suddenly, Class 1A is confronted by a beast hidden in the forest. All of them are surprised to see a huge beast appear out of nowhere from dirt and rock, and they're surrounded by a group of an earthy creature. Denki. What the? Yelled in shock. Izumi. It's Pixie Bob's quirk, she can manipulate the ground. Explained to them. Mineta. It's a giant earth monster, screamed in horror. Katsumi. Really, you dwarf, I didn't notice. Yelled in anger. Then suddenly the monster was easily crushed by Izumi, Katsuki, Shoto, and Iida. All four of them quickly zoomed in and destroyed the beast creature before they could make a move, but suddenly the ground started to shake and multiple earth monsters began to take its form. Shiro. They got us surrounded. Looked at their surrounding. Sato. Hey, this is no joke, if we don't make it by noon then we won't get lunch at all, complains about the situation. Momo. Then we need to move quickly. We should be headed towards the cabin and headed straight non-stop. Addresses their plan to the rest of her classmates. Everyone began to follow their lead as they kept trying to break through the clay beast by using their quirk. Some of them choose to reconnaissance like Jiro and Shoji, while others like Hagakure, Mineta, and Shiro are gathering the beast so that the others could finish it. And there's Kirishima, Sato, Bakugo, Todoroki, and Izumi who are using their quirk to finish them off. Also some monster were destroyed by Momo and Jiro ghost power. Aizawa along with Mandalay and Pixie Bob watches from the hill where they could see multiple clouds of smoke coming from the forest and a loud banging sound followed by a sudden ice attack surrounding the forest. Mandalay. Wow, they're pretty good for a student, said to Aizawa. Pixie Bob, who's standing next to her, also makes her comment. Yeah, I meant it's only for 30 minutes, and they already make their way towards the lodge. Mandalay. I have to say, these students are pretty impressive. Compliments the students. However, Aizawa only replied while walking to the car, they still have many things to learn. Leaving two of the heroine in confusion, not knowing what's going on. Shota stop in middle and ask Wild Cat, as Zara also arrived there. Mandalay. Yay, He arrive early in campsite. Aizawa. I see. He keep walking toward the bus leaving 2 more heroine in confuse. On his way to the car, Aizawa is starting to remember the conversation he had with Nezu and Zara just before the training camp started. Flashback start in UA office. Shota. So, you telling me you are a really angle with supernatural power and come to stop the other half of you for trying kill Izumi, and Izumi have a mission to try and stop the enemy called All for One, who is fuck live longer than Nezu. No offense boss. Nezu. None taken. Aizu. Yup, that's about it. Shota look at Nezu. And you believe his story? Nezu nod. Yes Aizawa, and I know it's hard to accept it, but is that truth? Shota sigh and look to Aizu. Then you here to protect all students expect Katsuki and Shoto. Aizu. That right, Shota. Okay, then I need your help with training before this war come. Aizu. I do what I can. Flashback end. Shota. Hope you are ready for training them. Said before heading to the lodge. 8 hours have passed and Aizawa is looking at the students who came out looking exhausted and reached their limit. They all looked like absolute shit. Izumi was dragging both of her legs while holding his right arm in pain because of overusing her quirk. Iida who's dragging his feet with his exhaust puffing smokes each second. And even Mineta who's losing a chunk of his balls. All of them looked battered and tired, and Aizawa, Mandalay, and Pixie Bob looked at them who just arrived. They give all of them 5 minutes to catch their breath and rest their feet. Zero whine. What do you mean, 3 hours? Mandalay. That's the time it would have taken us, sorry. Sato. Now you're bragging about how much better you are, that's so mean. Complained being all tired. Eijiro. I'm hungry, I'm going to die. Shouted. PXC Bob. Meow, 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 meow. I thought it would take YPU kids even longer, but you did much better against my dirt monsters than I thought you would. You guys were seriously great, especially the 3 of you. Said pointing at Tenya, Shoto, and Bakugo. I called dibs on you 3. And suddenly she jumped forwards to all 3 of them and start gushing all over the 3 boys, and they could hardly protect themselves. Shota. Is she always acting like this? Mandalay. She desperate for a mate, said while exhaling. Izumi who saw all 3 of them getting gushed by the heroine began to look around and she saw a young kid with a red cap who was standing alone at the front door. Izumi. Quick question, who is that kid? Pointed in the kid's direction. Mandalay realized what she was asking and quickly responded, oh, that's my nephew Kota. He's staying with me. Kota, come to say hello to them, you'll be spending a few days with them you know. Izumi began to approach his direction to greet him, thinking that she tried to get to know the kid and be friendly with him, when suddenly she received a kick in her groin, causing her to wince in pain and the entire class to flinch. Mandalay who saw that began to approach her nephew. Kota, what are you doing? Apologize for this instant. Kota. I don't plan to hang out with people that wanna be heroes, harshly replied before walking away. After that, he walks away to the lodge alone leaving Izumi on the ground clutching her groin. Katsuki. The kid had guts. Shoto mutter. Kinda like you know. Katsuki. What was that you half freak? Yelled in anger. Before Katsuki could approach him, Aizawa called out to the students for their attention. Shota. Enough already, now that you already had your rest, grab your luggage and head to the room. After you put in the luggage, we'll have dinner in the dining hall. Then you take a bath and headed straight to bed, instructs them. Class 1A. Yes, sir. They all weakly groaned out as they grabbed their things. Aizawa told them that the training starts in the morning and he expects all of them not to be late. In lounge, Class 1A having a great dinner together while talk and eat. Izumi see Kota carried a box of vegetable with a grumpy face and she curious about him along with Zara looked at Kota from hall before go outside. Later in the bath house. Mineta. Well, frankly, food and stuff is fine, but to be honest, I'm hungry for something else. Just one little wall, a few pieces of wood, and heavens waiting on the other side, a bath full of boobs and babes, ready to be seen by yours truly. Mineta said looking up at the fence. Denki. What are you talking yourself to there Mineta? Asked as Mineta put his ear on the fence listening to the girls. Mina. This feels amazing. Said enjoying the bath house. Momo. I'm so glad they've got a hot springs here. Mineta. See, there they are. All boy blushed and have a naughty though. Nowadays, for them to not stagger bathing times for men and women is an accident. Yes, an accident waiting to happen. Denki. Wait, don't tell me. Ida stand up and yell at Mineta. Mineta, stop it. What you're doing is demeaning for both the girls and yourself, it's shameful behavior. Scolded walking over to him, but Mineta ignored him and tries something very stupid. Mineta. Now I know why I have this quirk, said as he pulled one of his balls before sticking it to the fence, climbing up covertly. It's because walls are meant to be climbed. I'm coming for you ladies, plus ultra. Thought while climbing up. Mineta. For a time like this. Before he reached Kato appear and look him down disgusting. Kato. Before you become a hero, you should learn how to be a good human. Scolded before knocking Mineta down. Mineta. I'll get you for this. Yelled as his towel got fallen off from his waist as his butt hit Tenya's face as the two falls to the water. Kato. Humph. Suyu. Mineta-chan really is the worst, isn't he? Asked in disgust. Mina. Thank you so much Kota babe, we owe you one, giggle. Praised as Kota sees the girls got naked, causing him to get shocked and falls off the fence. Eijiro. Look out. He and others boy try to get up and save him, but someone come down from sky fast, grab Kato and fly back to sky. Siro. Is that Sensei Zara? Sato. Don't know, it was too much fast. The guys keep talking, expect Katsuki and Shoto was saw a glimpse of Zara hair. They look at each other and nod. Inside the building manager office. Mandalay. The rush from the fall likely caused him to faint. Thank you. Eraser warned me one of the boys was a little girl crazy, so I stationed Kota up there to keep watch. I suppose that's the danger of teaching kids your age. Explained before putting a wet towel on Kota's head. Zara. No worry, I'm just glad he is okay. Look at Kota. Mandalay. You have a good reflex with your wings to save like that. Your sensei must be amazing. Zara answer nervous. You can say that. Zara then remember Kota words and ask Mandalay. Zara. Does something happen to Kota? Mandalay look at him. He doesn't like heroes very much, does he? It's kind of weird, only because I've always been surrounded by people who want to be heroes, and that includes me when I was kids, so I thought it's kinda unusual for a boy his age to not be more interested in all of this. Mandalay sigh and lean on her chair. That's true, of course he isn't alone though. There are many in our society who don't approve of us. If he'd had a normal childhood, maybe he would have admired heroes like you did growing up. Zara. Normally, Pixie Bob. It was Mandalay's cousin, Kota's parents that is, they were heroes too, but they were murdered. Zara surprised to hear. Mandalay. It was a villain. 2 years back Kota was still so small, they were killed while protecting citizens, perhaps the most respectable way for any hero to die, but... Flashback. Kota. Papa. Mama. Said sadly looking at their parents dead as Mandalay begins to comfort him. Flashback end. Mandalay. How do you even begin to explain to a child that his parents died honorable deaths? They were his entire world. Everything, but to him his parents had left him behind, and all the while they were being praised and everybody kept telling him that his parents' sacrifice was noble. Honestly, he doesn't seem to like us that much either. We're heroes like they were. I'm sure he feels like he's stuck here because he has nowhere else to go. Heroes just don't make any sense to Kota. After all, if his parents hadn't been heroes they would still be here. Zara. I see. Said in soft voice. He walked to Kota's sofa and lift him up. Zara sit down while he put Kota on his lap and hold onto him with left arm and cover his body with wing-like blanket. Mandalay and Pixie Bob look at him confused. Zara. I have a mother before that used to sing this song for me when I was kid. Look at Kota with smile under his hood. I hope you will have a great dream about them in this song. Mandalay and Pixie Bob want to ask about his mother, but he was about to sing, so they leave the question for later or ask Aizawa about it. Listen if you want to. After he finished sing, he see Mandalay and Pixie Bob sleep on sofa, making him chuckle, and see Kota smile while snuggled to him. Zara kiss forehead and whisper, I will be your guarding angel, along with the one you love. Outside manager office. Izumi near at door listen all about Kota past and Zara talk and sing. Izumi. Who is Zara and why does he know about my mom's song? Unless She try to come up many reason but she still have zero. After a moment, she give up thinks about this and asked Katsumi help on another day. In Hosu City, rooftop. Smile looking down at the destroyed All Might Tower. Smile. It's this beautiful people. Look back behind him and see corrupt hero and business worker wrap up by Smile string and duct tape on their mouth. Our symbol tower that we used to look up now in dust and people still move on like it was nothing happen. Walk in circle around them and stop in front one of the hero. Smile. Why is that? Look at the hero who flinch and look away. Smile sigh. Well, I was waiting for them to show up but, interrupted by something felt heavier on his body like to put him down. Female voice. It's over, surrender yourself Smile. Said from above. He turned his gaze upward and was absolutely shocked by what he saw that night. Suddenly he felt a rush of excitement filled with anger after watching the individual floating in the sky. Green eyes and a jumpsuit that matches her eyes. There's only one person that he knows who wears that outfit. Magnetic. I suggest you stay still if you know what's good for you. Also known as Inko Yagi Descent from the Sky along with other heroines like Backdraft, X-Less, and other pro-heroines that she gathered to capture him. Smile. Magnetic, how nice of you to join me on this quiet night. Sneered at her. Magnetic. Let go of the civilian and hero Smile or I will not stop this. Put more pressure on him who feel it and kneel down but she and other heroes hear a voice of civilian and heroes scream in pain. Smile. Be careful, what you ask for mother because they might die from it and, pointed to TV screen on building and see their face in live. I suggest you let go me now or this will not go well. Magnetic and other heroes growl angry and Magnetic stop using her quirks on Smile. Smile get up and dust off himself. Smile. Now, that get out of the way. I want some answer from your hero. Rookie hero. Oh yay, what is that? Yell at him. Smile. You see, I was trying to show the people of the world that hero are nothing more than selfish, horny and bastard they are and they must be killed on spot or put into jail but here we are. People keep moving on without helping the people in need or not stopping hero who act like villain. So, here is my question, if I killed the number 1 and 2 hero would people riot? Magnetic, Backdraft and X-Less were surprised to hear that Smile just tell his objective while rookie hero were insulted him like, you will never be able to defeat number top 10 hero, or, you are insane, and so on. Smile sigh seeing he will not get an answer so, he pulled a string to killed all the hero and business worker. Rookie froze and scream in scare while Magnetic, Backdraft and X-Less use their quirks on Smile who throw a smoke bomb at the ground. When the smoke disappear, Smile was gone but Magnetic see a paper on the ground. She pick up with her quirk and read it in her though. Dear Magnetic, hope you have a last dinner with your husband or you will never have again. And remember always smile for the camera. From your loving Izuku Yagi. Magnetic feel her heart broke, that her loving son has become a most dangerous villain and now he is going to kill his father All Might. Next day in camp, all of Class B gathered outside, some are yawning and some are still tired. Kendo. We're focusing on our quirks. Said confusingly before grabbing her classmate who almost fall. Vlad. Class A's already training you all need to catch up. Last semester Class A was in the spotlight, next semester it's Class B's turn. From now on you're shooting for the top, don't let me down. Ordered as Tetsu cries in tear. Tetsu. We're such disappointing students. Thought in disappointment clenching his hand while crying. Setsuna. I get you want everyone to improve our quirks, but we have 20 unique powers in our class, what kind of training will help all of us get better? Togaru. Can you be more specific? Vlad. When your muscle fibers are overused they break and grow back tougher, thicker. Quirks are the same way they improve the harder you push them stronger after every workout, in other words, there's only one thing to do. You'll have to break yourselves. Lectured before putting his feet on the stone shocking his class. With Twin Bakugo. Twin Bakugo yelled pulling his hands out of a barrel of boiling water then creates a giant explosion into the sky repeatedly. Mike narrated. Katsumi Bakugo. Plunging both hands in boiling water to develop her sweat glands and creating explosions repeatedly to increase his attack power. Katsuki. Damn it. With Shoto. Shoto is sitting in a metal barrel of water while shooting his ice and fire quirk one at the time. Mike narrated. Shoto Todoroki. Alternating between ice and flames, trying to keep the temperature of the bathwater constant. Training to get his body used to freezing and be able to regulate the heat of his flames. Someday he might be able to use both at once. With Zero. Zero is screaming in pain, kneeling on top of a hill while continuously shooting out tape and streaming. Mike narrated. Honda Zero, to increase capacity tape strength, and shooting speed by having him produce tape constantly. With Kirishima and Ojiro. Kirishima has his quirk on and Ojiro continuously as his tail to his him. Mike narrated. Eijiro Kirishima and Mashirao Ojiro by hitting the hardened Eijiro with Ojiro's tail, both quirks are reinforced. With Kaminari. Denki. Wei is now stupid because he used too much of his quirk again by putting his quirk in a car battery. Mike narrated. Denki Kaminari, by running his currents through a high-capacity battery, he's learning to handle larger amounts of electricity. With Koda. Koda. Is shouting loudly using his quirk, Voice, so that the birds can hear him far away. Mike narrated. Koji Koda, in order to increase the reach of his Voice, he's doing vocal exercises to help him build up his range. It's also good for helping him become less shy. With Aoyama. Aoyama is seen continuously shooting his laser into the sky while resisting his stomach ache. Mike narrated. Yuga Aoyama, and he's building up his body by blasting navel laser. This increases the effects and lets it use it even with tummy issues. In a dark cave, Tokiyami keeps shouting inside. Mike narrated. Fumikage Tokiyami, his goal is to keep control of Dark Shadow, even when it goes wild. Tokiyami. Dark Shadow, yelled angrily. With Ochako. Ochako is inside of a bubble ball floating, while it rolling down the cliff trying to hold her vomit. Mike narrated. Ochako Uraraka, she's getting her ear canals used to zero gravity, in an effort to reduce nausea, all while increasing how much weight she can lift. With Tenya. We see Tenya running around the field using his quirk. Mike narrated. Tenya Lita, hardcore long-distance running improves his leg strength and stamina. With Suyu. Suyu is seen climbing up a hill with her tongue using it like a rope. Mike narrated. Suyu Asui. Training all her muscles and her long tongue. With Sato and Yaoyorozu. Sato is seen continuously eating cakes while weightlifting, including Yaoyorozu eating chocolate while creating matryoshkas. Mike narrated. Rikido Sato, he's lifting weights while at the same time scarfing down the sugar that allows him to power up his sweet quirk. Mike narrated. Momo Yaoyorozu also stuffing her face, she hopes to amp up her creation work, shorten the time needed for her to use it. With Kyoka and Mina. We see Kyoka continuously pressing her earphone jack to the side of the hill and Mina melts the hill beside her. Mike narrated. Kyoka Jiro, amplifying the quality of her audio by strengthening her earphone jacks. Mike narrated. Mina Ishido, by constantly creating acid she can increase her skin's durability. With Mineta. Mineta keeps popping off his sticking ball off his head while bleeding. Mike narrated. Minoru Mineta, increasing his strength of his scalp will keep his hair from bleeding. With Shoji and Hagakure. Shoji is seen using his quirk to search for Hagakure. Mike narrated. Toru Hagakure and Mezzo Shoji, they're improving their quirks by having Shoji quickly create multiple dupli arms and hunt down Hagakure, who is working on her stealth. Back with Class B. Class B became shocked when they saw what Class A's training looked like. Rin. What is this with hell? Vlad. Operative types will be raising your limits, maxing out your power, and the rest, you'll mostly focus on strengthening body parts related to your quirks. Now normally these changes gradually as you grow. Shoto. But we don't have time for that, your class has a lot of work to do. Added as he walked over to Vlad and Class B. Kendo. Once we team up with Class A there will be 40 students here, that's a whole lot of quirks for our homeroom teachers to manage on their own. Shoto. That's why they're here. A yellow cat female heroine. That's correct, 4 kittens in 1 litter. Said popping out of nowhere. Mandalay. Your feline fantasies are here, say meow. A yellow cat female heroine. Allow us to lend a helping paw. We're champions serving up justice, with our tails. A man with a cat dress announced. Pixie Bob. Perfectly cute, and cat-like heroes. Wild Pussy. We're the wild pussycats, full version. Introduced until Twin Bakugo shoots another explosion behind them. Twin Bakugo. Damn it. Yelled angrily. Ragdoll. I'm Ragdoll, and my quirk is called Search. I can look up to 100 people and learn everything about them, like their location and weakness. Pixie Bob. With my Earth Flow, I can create the ideal training ground for every student. Mandalay. And my quirk is called Telepath. I can give advice to multiple people at once. Tiger. The name's Tiger, and I'm here to beat you guys to a pulp. Well, not like him. Point to tree and Izumi fly out with all bruises all of her body. She breathing hard and Zara yell at her while come out from tree. Zara. Is that all you got, Yagi? I'm not even sweat yet. Yell. Shota. That because you are dead. Izumi get up. And no sir, I can move on. Zara. Then get back into field. Izumi run back to field and Zara see Class 1B. Welcome to Hell training students, and here is the list of their training. Vlad. Give a files of Class 1B training. Vlad. Thanks Zara. Zara nod and go back inside, but before he go, Zara yell. Momo Yaoyorozu, Kyoka Juro, your training for second quirks is now. Momo Juro. Yes sir. Yell back and walk inside to tree. Class 1B. Second quirks. Vlad. There's a lot going on at UA, so it's hard for us to spare much staff for the hero course first years. Shota. Based on their experience and range of powers, these four were the most logical choice to help you enhance your quirks in such a short amount of time. Added. Vlad. Don't fall behind Class A. Make me proud. Ordered his students. Class 1B yell. Yes sir. Meanwhile, somewhere in the storage room. Toga. Hey special delivery from Tamura. He wants us to bring these along when we go, so I'm guessing there's enough for everyone. The man with a cloak. Come on, already, let's hurry up and do this. Said being impatient. Kid. It's still too early, besides don't forget he said we shouldn't do anything flashy. Dobby. Yeah, he acted like a spoiled little brat when we first met, but suddenly he's begun to take charge. This is gonna be nothing more than a warning shot. We'll pull those false heroes down from their shining pedestals, and in doing so we'll create a bright new future for this world. Declared with a smile. Toga. Hee, blood, sing while though, babe going to be happy about this when I tell him. Day 2 of training camp, 4 p.m. The students finally finished their grueling training for the day, having stopped only for 30 minutes to get lunch in before continuing their training. As they made their way to the open cafeteria area, they saw raw ingredients stack up on a table. Pixie Bob. Now, remember what I said yesterday. We're not serving your food anymore. Grinned as she presented the raw ingredients. Ragdoll. If you guys want to eat, you'll have to make your one meal. Said with a smirk as she waved her left paw up and down, starting with curry. She said, causing the crowd of almost dead students grunted in reply, causing Ragdoll to laugh. Yes ma'am. The whole Class 1A and 1B replied in a tired tone, causing Ragdoll to laugh as he jumped upside down. Ragdoll. Ha ha ha, oh man, you guys all look exhausted. Said with a laugh with tears almost coming out her eyes, but that doesn't mean you can make any old sloppy cat food. Causing Ida to perk up. Ida. I see, an important part of saving someone recovering from disastrous providing for their physical needs as well spiritual. This is a great opportunity. Said realizing that this was another form of training pro heroes. Shota. Yeah, whatever you say. Said in a I don't give a shit tone. Now get to cooking. Ordered his students as well as 1B. Ida. Yes sir. Right everyone. Let's make the most delicious curry in the world. Said to the almost dead looking students. Mina. Hey Todoroki. Can we get some fire over here too? Called out to the bi-colored haired boy. Ochako. Yeah, we could really use your help. Called out to him. Shoto. Yeah sure. Said before he walked up towards them. Here, let me. Before he lit up the stove using his quirk. Mina cheered. Yeah, burn baby burn. Ochako. Thanks Todoroki-kun. Said making the bi-colored haired boy blush a bit, but not too hot. Okay. Shoto. It's no problem. Said in his usual monotone voice as he looked away to hide his blush, but a small smile was on his face. Siro. Hey Katsumi, use an explosion to lit that. said turning to the explosive blonde besides him. Katsumi. TCH. Whatever, said with a blush before she used his quirk to lit up the stove only for Katsumi to destroy the stove completely while burst laugh by his brother Katsuki. Momo. Rely on others and you'll never learn to start a fire yourself, we should focus on acquiring, said with a sigh before she created a lighter to light the stove. Class. We did it, said in unison before they began to scarfone the food hungrily. Eijiro. It's so good, said he scarfed down his food like no tomorrow. Mina. Whoa, you're scarfing Yaomomo, said Form besides them. Momo. Yes, my quirk transforms lipids into brand new atoms to create an organic materials, and that means the more I eat the more I can make, explained. Zero. Oh, like how poop works, said causing Momo to get depressed as Kyoka punched Zero face. Kyoka. Apologized. Zero. I'm sorry, apologized an unnoticed Kota as watching the scene as he then scoffed before leaving them. Mandalay. Kota, it's time for dinner, where are you? Called but no response, but Izumi saw him and decided to follow him. With Kota, Kota took a deep breath as he looked up to the stars. Behind him was his secret hideout with a cave and a clear view of the forest and the sky. As he looked up, his stomach growled at him, yearning for sustenance, but he just ignored it as he sat down. I heard that, a voice behind him said as Kota quickly turned with a growl around to see Izumi walking up towards him with a plate of curry in her hands. Izumi. You must be hungry, here I brought you some curry, said with a small smile as Kota only glared at her. Kota. No way, how'd you find this place? Yelled at her angrily. Izumi. Oh, sorry, I followed your footsteps, said as she slowly walks up to him. I thought that you might want some dinner after it gets cold. Kota. Whatever, I'm just fine, now get lost. I don't wanna hang out with you, so forget about my secret hideout, said as he glared at her. Izumi. Whoa, this is a secret hideout? Asked as she looked around the cave in the mountains. Kota. Spending your entire life trying to improve your quirk, it's dumb. All you wanna do is show off. Get lost, said angrily. Izumi. About your parents, I was wondering where they the water hose heroes. With the water quirks, asked as Kota looked at her in shock. Kota. Did Mandalay tell you? Said angrily. Izumi. No, well, sorry, but I heard a little about what happened. Based on their information I figured. I remember reading about that horrible incident a couple of years ago. Me and my brother were big fans of them and it was truly a tragedy what happened to them, said as Kota just clenched his fist angrily as he looked away. Kota. Go away, everyone here is so crazy, calling people stupid names like hero and villain and then killing each other because of it. Always focusing on their quirks. If they hadn't been showing off they'd still be here. Idiots, said angrily with a little hint of sadness in his tone. Izumi. It's not just heroes, Kota hates quirks in this entire superhuman society, thought sadly. Kota. We're done here. Go back to camp like the other losers. Izumi. Hey do you wanna know a story? Said as Kota looked at her in confusion before that confusion turned into rage. Kota. I don't care about your stupid story. Just leave me alone, said angrily as Izumi only ignored him. Izumi. I know how it feels to lose someone, said sadly as Kota perked up at that. Let me tell you a story about a quirkless boy who wanted to be a hero. He was scorned by most around and had put up with constant bullying, said as Kota scoffed. Kota. Sounds like a loser. Grumbled under his nose quietly, but enough for Izumi to hear as she lightly glared at the boy but ultimately let it go. Izumi. He become a villain, said sadly, causing Kota's eyes to widen in shock. Kota. What happened to him to go like that? Asked incurious. Izumi. He want to be a hero just like All Might, but he can't. The world rejected him. They spat at his dream, even his father and sister. Said as Kota's eyes widened in shock as Izumi gripped her clothes in frustration with tears slowly welling up in her eyes. Izumi. His father neglected him, while his sister tormented him every day. They always bully him, his sister along with her friends. He can't even fight back due to being quirkless, and yet he still beat him, tormented him. He had no one. He was broken, helpless, and miserable, until he finally had enough, said as she was holding her tears back, while biting her lip while Kota looked down into the ground sadly. Izumi. The boy finally had enough once day and he disappear from family, said, no longer able to hold back her tears as Kota looked at her. He never appear for 1 year, and when he appear he become a worst villain that world become to fear. And what worst, it was the family and her friends that make him become. And once the father, mother and daughter, along with her friends, finally realized their mistake, it was too late, and now they had to stop him before he will have a life-death sentence in some ice prison. Said sadly, having already fresh tears falling from her cheek while Kota was shocked at the story. Feeling sympathy for the boy who just want to be a hero, and angry at family and friends not helping or support him. Kota. It makes seem that he would become villain if no one there to support him like that, but what does that have to do with me? Said with arm cross and glare at her. Izumi wipe her tear away and smile softly. Nothing, Kota, I just want to say hang in there and open up to your Aunt Mandalay or you will regret it forever in your life. Kota eyes wide, but he look away with tch. I'm sorry, I tell you such a bad story. Put down a curry plate on the ground, thinks about it, Kota, before you will regret it forever. Walk back away. Kota look at Izumi one time from his corner eyes and mutter, Baka. Near Kota and Izumi cliff. Azu listened to their conversation while stay hide with his magic. Azu see, Izumi really regret it and she try to change by stop his other self by giving up her life. Azu sigh and fly away back to campsite. Momo also was there under a cliff behind a tree, listened to Izumi and Kota talk with her ghost form. She though Izumi just want to pity Kota of losing a family, but never though Izumi said those words. Momo though about giving Izumi a second chance and help in her mission too. On another cliff, Toga shakes her head while adjusting her mask. Toga. I don't like this, I mean it's not pretty, complained her suit. Mustard. They were engineer for the black market, from what I hear you should be worried that they work, not that they look pretty, lectured. Toga. I'm just saying they could be a little more stylish, is that too much to ask? Complained Moore, and why is my love saying is look good on me? Magna. Hi darlings, sorry to keep you waiting, said, arriving with 2 other villains. Moonfish. Get to work. Get to work, said repeatedly. Dobby. That makes 8 of us. Man with clock. I don't care, just let us do this. Man with another clock. Why am I always surrounded by teenage brat? Said a deep sigh. Must be your fate, said under from man clock. Dobby. Shut up, you crazy bastards. We wait, we're still expecting 3 more people to join our little party. The League of Villains made a mistake going after them with a bunch of random thugs at the USJ. Better to use a small group of elites. The first thing we'll have to do is to take away their sense of peace and show them that their lives rest in our hands. Dobby declared as the guy with the other cloak walked beside him, opening his hoodie, revealing that he's none other than Skulltech. Skull. Yay, but remember our deal, brat. I'm here for my prey, other than is not my concern. Dobby snort. Do what you want and you give me what I need. Tech. Oh, we will, brat, we will. 10 crawl come out from his body. Dobby tch and look at the paper from his pocket that giving to by Shigaraki. Flashback before Dobby and other go. Shigaraki. Hey Dobby, take this. Give a paper. Dobby. What is this, some kind of summon paper? Joke, but Shigaraki didn't laugh. Shigaraki. When you encounter with wings, man, use this by saying, Demon rise, and the rest will do on his own. Dobby look at him deadpan. Seriously. Shigaraki. Just do what I said, and if you don't you will lose the game. Walk away. Flashback end. Dobby though. What is he hiding? And not just him. Look to Toga, who is playing with her phone. She is also too. Toga was not playing but type a message to Smile while pretend playing it. The message was, stab, blood, ready, next, day, new, enemy. On another cliff, Smile look Toga message and grain. Lady. So, tomorrow they will strike. Smile. Yup, and you girls know what to do, right? Chara. Yes, sir, and remember to award us after this, whisper behind Smile. Smile chuckle. Yay, I will. Lady. Let's go, Chara. Get onto chopper and fly away toward city. Smile look down on camp with big brain. Let's, snap his finger and chair, popcorn appear in front of him. Wait. Next day, we see Kota as continuing his training, yelling on top of the hill, as the session then changes to Momotaro's, Sato, Kirishima, Shiro, Mina, and Kaminari, who was extremely tired. Shota. Hey remedial group, keep it. Ordered before pulling Kirishima's head up with his scarf. Ajiro. Yes sir, said with a tired tone. Mina. I'm sorry, but I need more beauty rest, said with a tired tone as well. Denki, who knew yesterday's extra lessons, is about to finish his sentence. Shiro. Would go on, until 2 in the morning, said finishing his sentence. Sato. Then starts back up in 7. Ajiro. Not only that, but, said as he looked up and remembered what Pandy did to them in remedial classes. Flashback. While Aizawa is teaching the remedial group with Vlad King and Pandy watching them, Ajiro and Kaminari felt so sleepy as the two then sleeps on the table snoring for a sec, till suddenly. Panty. Katsu. Smacked the two on the head with a wooden sword, waking them up in pain. Ajiro and Denki. Ite. Cries in unison as they're holding their bump on the head with tears in their eyes. Panty. Don't even try sleeping in the remedial class when I am here, you maggots, said with a serious tone and smirk. Denki. Geez, why is she even here? I thought she only here for the training with Zara sensei and stalking. Mutter annoyed tone rubbing his bump. Panty. Katsu. Shout before hitting his head again as a second bump grew on his head. Because Aizawa request me to monitor in your remedial class to keep watch, so that you guys aren't allowed to sleep in here. I hope you maggots better try not to do anything stupid, or else you will face the wrath of my mighty sword, well wooden sword actually. Mina. We're trying, whined. Sato. But, we're tired though, cause of the training, complained. Panty. Katsu. Shout again before hitting Sato and Mina on the head. Enough complaining, and more focusing, Katsu. Said before hitting Katsuki on the head. Katsuki. Ow, what the fuck, do you hit me for? I wasn't even sleeping. Asked angrily. Panty. Oh I'm sorry, I only did that because I hate you. Mocked with a smirk. Katsuki. Damn you, thought angrily gritting his teeth. Panty. Enough daydreaming, triple, Katsu, for you, including double, Katsu, for you electric boy, said shocking Denki. Denki. Huh, why? Asked in shocked. Panty. Because, don't think I didn't notice that you tried to go back sleeping on the desk again, now feel the wrath of my sword, Katsu. Yelled raising her sword. Denki. Ah, yelled in panic, while Katsuki explode. Flashback end. Ajiro. And despite that, her blows is goddamn painful and strong, not even my quirk can handle her strength, said holding his bruised head. Denki. Fuck, I'm never going out with blonde woman again. Yell in frustrated but get hit by chalk on Denki forehead and fall down backward. Aizawa glare at them with his quirk. Silence in class and I told you that it'd be tough, also remember, you're not just improving your quirks. Above all, you need to work on the weakness that were exposed during the final exams. Denki, Ajiro, Sato, Mina, Katsuki and Shiro flinch. Aizawa. Think carefully about why you're more tired than the others before you start whining, you have much to improve here. Lectured them. Sato, Mina, Shiro and Denki. Why yes sir. Said in unison except Katsuki who just scoffed. Just then Aoyama got out of the toilet with Ochako levitating a stone before Aizawa lets go of Kirishima as he and Negataro's turns to the two. Aizawa. Uraraka, Aoyama the same goes for you, the team didn't fail, but you were very close, I'd say past the proverbial finish line by only a hair. Lectured causing the two to get shocked. Ochako. That bad? Asked in shocked. Aoyama. How unexpected. Said while hold his stomach. Aizawa. Don't lose focus, each of you can move faster, and no matter what you're doing just remember where you started from. Don't forget who you were before UA. Always keep in mind why you're sweating and why your limits keep getting tested. That's what it means to improve. Said looking at all of his students who was doing their training routine with Izumi learning to control her power with telekinesis plus all for one while other students who were currently working on improving their quirks and 2 ghost power. Izumi. That remind me, Aizawa sensei it's already the 3rd day of camp and I was just wondering if All Might and the other teachers from UA will be joining us. Asked her teacher. Aizawa. Like I said before we came out here, to keep the camp a secret from the villains hardly anyone knows where we are. Ragdoll. That's why you get to work out with the best 4 pussycats. Called out form above them excitedly. Aizawa. What she said, and think about it, we believe All Might is one of the leagues and smile targets, so we can't have him here. It's for your own safety, for better or for worse, that's what he gets for standing out so much, said before he walked off. Izumi. Wait a minute, Aizawa-sensei. Aizawa stop and look at her from shoulder. Did you see Zara-sensei anywhere? He has been gone from yesterday. Aizawa. Zara, Panty and Stocking has been patrolling in the woods for precaution of any sign of villain, so don't worry and go back to your training. Izumi. Hi. Run back to train while feel not satisfied by answer of Aizawa give and remember about what Izumi, Katsumi, Katsuki and Shoto said in last night after dinner. Flashback after dinner. Izumi and Katsumi called by Katsuki and he said that they need to talk under that tree not far from camp. When they gather, Katsumi. So, what do you want to talk, Katsuki? Katsuki. Is about Zara-sensei. Izumi growl. Enough is enough, Katsuki. You, Shoto and Dad has not been a nuisance to Zara-sensei for 1 year now. Shoto. But aren't you curious about his voice that we so much familiar? Katsumi yell. Even if we are, there is nothing to prove anymore. Our childhood friend has turned into a fear villain in Japan and he broadcast it over destroyed All Might Tower. Katsuki scoff with arm cross. We know. Katsumi. Then drop it, Katsuki. We don't want to know who is Zara-sensei anymore. Grab Izumi. Let's go, Izumi. About to walk. Katsuki. Then, you won't be curious about Zara, hair is the same as Izuku. Katsumi. Huh, what are you bubbling aboo? Cut off by Izumi. Izumi. Is that true? Asked Katsuki while look at him. Katsuki nod along with Shoto. Then I'm in again. Katsumi. Izumi. Yell in surprise. Izumi. Cat, I know is crazy, but I also almost saw what Zara face look alike when we train. So, bow to Katsumi. Please, lend me your hand this time too. Katsumi sigh deep. You really are the pain in the ass. Oka. I'm in too. Izumi hug in happy to Katsumi. Thanks you, cat. Thank you, thank you. After that 4 of them try to figure who is Zara really is. Flashback end. Izumi. It's really the worst these days. Thought with a sigh deep. And Dad won't be here to help me. And we can't do our plan, looks like I'll just have to train more. Thought while looking at her hands. Pixie Bob. Meow, meow, meow. More importantly, tonight's gonna be fun. We're pitting Class 1A and 1B against each other in a test of courage. I know that you've been training hard today and later you'll get to play hard. How's that for a reward? Said excitedly. Kendo. It just sounds like more training, said with a sweat drop. Jiro. I hate scary thing, said with pale face while ember cheer inside her. Tokiyami. Revelry in the dark, said from his cave. Hiryu Rin. They're letting us do the typical training camp stuff, too, huh? Said with tired. Monoma. Hee, at least we get to beat Class A, am I right? Said in scare while also have a pale face. Pixie Bob. So, do your best right now. Yes ma'am. All of the students from 1A and 1B said in unison. At evening. Ochako. Wow, I didn't know, Katsumi. I didn't know that you handle a knife so well. It's unexpected. Exclaimed, looking at the explosive girl who's cutting magnificently and with ease. Katsumi yelled back. What do you mean, unexpected? How can you be bad as using a knife? Denki. Huh, look at that, he's not blowing stuff up. Said as he walked past Katsumi and Uraraka. Eijiro. I'm too tired for this, said with a groan. Meanwhile, Izumi was carrying firewood before she set it in the stove with Todoroki beside her setting up the fire. Shoto. Do you need All Might for any particular reason? Asked her as Izumi set up the firewood besides him before she looked at Todoroki in confusion. You asked Aizawa-sensei about him. Izumi. Yeah, I did because of Kota, said as Todoroki looked at her in confusion. Shoto. Kota, who's that? Asked her in confusion. Izumi. The boy that's over there, he's Mandalay's cousins. Izumi paused as she looked around trying to find Kota only to find him nowhere to be seen. Wait, hold on, where did he go? Asked in confusion. Izumi. Probably to his hideout. Guess, he really doesn't like being around everyone. though as she continued to set up the firewood. Izumi. Anyway, Kota doesn't really like heroes all that much. Actually, he hates the whole concept of superhumans, quirks and everything. I tried to talk to him, but I just made things worse. Said as a sad sigh escaped her lips. I was just wondering what All Might would have done to help him if he'd been here. I mean, what would you say to him, Todoroki? Shoto. It depends. To have a complete stranger try to change your mindset sounds like a pretty irritating conversation. What matters are actions. You have to show him what you're trying to prove right. If you're going to rely on words alone, then they'd better be incredibly powerful. What you say nearly doesn't matter as much as you actually do, said as he remembered his fight with Izumi in the sports festival and how she changed his perspective to use his fire again. Izumi. You're right, I went about this the wrong way. How can a stranger say anything to him? Asked with a chuckle, Shoto. I don't know what your goal is when it comes to this child, but it sounds to me like you shouldn't be sticking your nose in a delicate situation. You tend to cut through the heart of people's feelings and it can be annoying, said as Izumi let out a nervous laugh. Izumi. He right, sorry about that, said awkwardly. Iida. You guys, your hands aren't moving. We will never make the best stew if you stop now. Scolded the two of them as he peeled some fruits with the help of Kamikiri and Narengeki. With Aizawa and other teacher. They also having a dinner inside a house, while chatting about each other. Mandalay. Hey, Shoto, tell me the truth, where's Zara, Panty and Stocking gone to? Asked in whisper. Aizawa whisper back. They go back to UA about magnetic encounter with Smile and how he tell what his objective next. Mandalay surprise. And no way. Aizawa. That's why don't tell other about him where he gone. Mandalay nod and go back to talk others. Aizawa also go back to eat before. Flashback at night. Aizawa. Why do you mean, you have to go back to heaven? Asked to Aizu, Panty and Stocking. Aizu. I have a message from Lord Gabriel that I have to come to heaven now. Panty. And he really is in hurry when he leave a message to us. Stock. So, we go back to heaven and come back fast after we finish it. Aizawa sigh. Fine, just give me a instruction of next training for students. Aizu give him a books of training quirk and they left. Flashback end. Aizawa. I hope nothing happen, when they are gone. Though as he bite down a curry. At night, Pixie Bob. Perfect, we filled out bellies and cleaned our dishes. Now it's time for, said before Mina cut her off. Mina. A totally awesome the test of courage. Finished in excitement before she was quickly joined in by the other students just as excited. Denki, Eijiro, Siro and Sato, we're gonna test it. Cheered along with her. Aizawa. Not so fast, said causing the remedial students to froze on their place. It pains me to say it, but the remedial class will be having lessons with me tonight instead. Mina. You gotta be kidding me. Shouted in disbelief. Aizawa. Sorry. Your training during the day didn't impress me, so I'll be using this time too, said before he wrapped them up with his capture scarf and dragged them away. Expect Katsuki who tch and follow after Aizawa. Remedial class. Oh, give me a break. I just wanna prove my courage, said in unison with tears comically falling from their eyes as Aizawa dragged them away. Pixie Bob. Okay. So Class B is going to starts out as R scares, and when they're in place Class A will leave in pairs every 3 minutes and they are tags with your name son them at the far end of the route. And your goal is to collect those. Explained. Tokiyami. Revelry in the dark. Ochako. Why does he keep saying that? Pixie Bob. Now those who are scares aren't allowed to make physical direct contact. Use your quirks to terrify the others. Said with a grin. Tiger. The winners are the creative students who make the most people piss their pants. Said as Pixie Bob and Ragdoll cheered behind them while Mandalay only shook her heads at their antics. Jiro. Stop it, that's filthy. Iida. I see. They're encouraging us to stoke our imaginations and compete with each other, all while showing use more uses for our quirks in the process. As expected of Ua, Pixie Bob. Alright, everyone draw to see who your partner will be. They soon quickly drew lots to be paired up, with the pairings going as followed. Tokiyami and Shoji, Katsumi and Todoroki, Jiro and Hagakure, Uraraka and Tsuyu, Ojiro and Mineta, Iida and Kota, Momo and Aoyama, Izumi, Izumi sulked down near a tree while muttering slyant, this is how Izuku feel when he alone huh. With the students 15 minutes later. Pixie Bob. Next team. That's you two kittens, said while looking at Uraraka and Tsuyu, who gulped nervously hearing screams of fright in the air, though they were mainly female voices before they both reluctantly entered the forest. Ochako. I'm getting scared, Sue, and those screams aren't helping, said in a frightful tone. Tsuyu. That's Kyoka and Toru, I think. Here, take my hand, don't be afraid, we'll look out for each other, one step at a time, said, offering her hand towards her as Uraraka gave her a small smile in gratitude before she took the hand. Inside the forest, Juzo. Ha 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 ha, good work Kota. You managed to scare everybody so far, you big creeper, said with a laugh as he and Kendo popped their heads out of the bushes. Kendo. Yeah, you're the star of the night. Yui. Yeah. Nod with agree. Juzo. Can't get over how funny Bakugo and Todoroki were. Ha ha ha, said as he laughed of the though of Katsumi jump onto Todoroki and she squashed down by Katsumi, I thought they were tough. Ha 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 ha, Kendo. Hey, you guys smell that? Asked them, snapping Juzo from his laugh. I think there's something burning nearby, said as a pink smoke slowly started to creep its way towards them. Juzo. Huh, now that you mention it, tea's kinda smoky out here, commented, maybe Bakugo and Todoroki got so scared, said before he suddenly started to feel tired all of a sudden before he completely passed out, falling into the grounds. Kendo. Honanuki. Called out, seeing her friend and classmate suddenly fell towards the ground unconscious. Yui. Don't breathe in the smoke, it's poisonous, said before she quickly enlarged her fist to cover Yui to protect her just as she held her breath, trying not to inhale the unknown mist. With Pixie Bob and other students. Pixie Bob. Hey, what's this foul smell in the air? Asked as she sniffed the air, smelling something bad. Izumi. Hey, do you see that? Asked as they all look up to see black smoke in the air. Momo. Black smoke, said as she narrowed her eyes in suspicion. Iida. Something has been set ablaze. Asked in confusion. Ojiro. Maybe a fire in the mountain. Pixie Bob. Hey, what's happening? Called out as she was suddenly levitated off the ground. Mandalay. Pixie Bob. Called out. Inside a forest. Dabi. Now, it begins, said as he sued his quirk to set the forest ablaze. Take them down, those who believe they deserve the title hero. We, the Vanguard Action Squad of the League of Villains, will tear them off their pedestals, said as slowly, more and more villains started to come out of the forest near hero and students. On cliff. Smile looked down the forest in burn while cover in pink smoke. He light up the smoke and puff out it. Smile. Now, let's see, open a books of destroyed hero. How will you overcome this obstacle, hero? On cliff. Kota sighting on the side of a mountain the next night, observing, he an annoyed look on his face as the hero students were doing some stupid test of courage. He was up on the mountain brooding his hate for heroes as he had done many times as his aunt's word flashed through his mind. Mandalay. Trust me Kota, it will happen, you'll meet someone and you'll finally understand why we do what we do, someone who'll risk their life, put others first, someone who'll be. Kota. No one like that truly exists, said with a sneer before he notices the forest on fire, a blue flame covering the landscape and a dark black smoke covering the sky, and unknown to him, a cloaked figure was watching him from behind. In forest, the group of students and the two heroes stared at the two villains that had suddenly came out of the woods and knocked out Pixie Bob, as some of the students even backed away in fear. Magna. First, let's get rid of these feral cats, exclaimed as Spinner placed his foot on Pixie Bob's unconscious and bleeding head. Mineta. No way, I thought that the UA sure no one could find us, so why the heck are there villains here attacking this place? Exclaimed as he slowly backed away in fear. Izumi. Pixie Bob. Yell as she ran forward, only to be stopped by Tiger, who placed a hand right in front of her, stopping the girl from moving any further. Mandalay. This is bad, said through gritted teeth before Izumi's eyes widened as she looked around trying to find Kota anywhere. Izumi. Wait, where Kota? Asked, causing Mandalay's eyes to widen in shock. 5 minutes earlier, Aizawa was currently walking through the forest and towards the lodge while dragging the remedial students behind him, who was currently wrapped around his capture scarf, preventing them from moving or escaping. Mina. Oh, we wanted our courage tested, 2, complained as Aizawa dragged them towards the lodge. Ajiro. Didn't Pixie Bob say there was a carrot and a stick? Where's the carrot? Complained with her. Denki. I'd even take salty licorice, give us a treat, Aizawa-sensei. Complained along with them. Aizawa. Salty licorice is delicious. Asked them while look from shoulder. Katsuki. TCH, loser. Mutter. Aizawa. For tonight's lesson we'll be talking about how to behave during an emergency. If you don't become more aware that you're falling behind with your classmates, then the gap will keep on growing. In a broad sense, this knowledge is your reward. How's that for a treat? Asked the dejected remedial students. Ajiro. I knew I shouldn't have gotten my hopes up, said dejectedly as Aizawa opened the door to the classroom. Monoma. Oh strange. Now who do we have here? 5 members of Class 1A botched the exams. And look, there's only one guy from Class B, ha 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 ha. Exclaimed while Vlad only shook his head at his students' actions. Class 1A. You failed too, idiot. Said in unison. Expect Katsuki, who just tch and sit down. Ajiro. He tried to get under our skin the same way yesterday, grumbled as she sat on his seat. Mina. At this point I'm just worried about him, said as she sat down next to Kirishima. Aizawa. So Vlad, why don't we start with practice maneuvers, suggested as Vlad nodded. Vlad. I was thinking the same thing, perhaps we should pair them up, said before they all suddenly heard Mandalay's voice in their heads. Mandalay. Everyone. Voice suddenly called out in their heads. Ajiro. That's Mandalay's telepath. Mina. I like this, it make me jump. Denki. It only works in one direction though, so it's kind of annoying. Aizawa. Quite. Ordered as his students immediately shut up. Mandalay. 2 villains had attacked us, voice echoed through their heads once again, causing their eyes to widen in shock at the shocking news. And I suspect that more are coming. Everyone return to camp immediately. We're regrouping. Do not engage any enemies. I repeat, do not engage any enemies, voice echoing through their head had said before it stopped. Aizawa. Vlad, look after the other students. Protect them. Ordered him as he immediately rushed out of the door and immediately headed outside. If it's a full-scale attack, then we're in big trouble, thought as he finally made it back outside as he saw the trees engulfed in blue flames. This is bad. Dabi. Is your worry taking precedence, Eraser? Aizawa turned around with surprise. He about called Vlad but cut short by blue flame engulfed him. Don't get in my way, pro-hero. You guys aren't the one we want. In forest. The group of students and the 2 heroes stared at the 2 villains that had suddenly came out of the woods, and with one of them resting their foot on the knocked out Pixie Bob as Izumi gritted her teeth in anger and worry as she wondered where Kota could be. Spinner. How are you this evening, Ua High School? We are a part of the Vanguard Action Squad of the League of Villains. Ojiro. The League of Villains. What are those guys doing here? Asked them in confusion. Magna. I could crush this kitty's head so easily, how about it, dear? Should I? Asked while pointed at the unconscious head Pixie Bob ready to crush it. Tiger. You bastard. You get away from her. Shouted at her in rage. Spinner. Now, hold on big sis Mag, you 2 Tiger, calm down, said as he quickly got in the middle of Magna and the heroes. When deciding who lives and dies we must be careful that we abide by Stain's principles, said, gaining Izumi's attention. Izumi mutter. Stain. Iida. So you're the ones he ended up inspiring, said with his fist clenched in anger. Spinner. At your service, that's us, and you for eyes, I believe that I recognize you, said while looking directly at Iida. You're one of the self-righteous brats who attacked Stain in Hosu City. Let me introduce myself. Call me Spinner, and I'm here to make Stain's dreams a reality, said as he took out the giant sword from his back that consists of many smaller blades bound together. Tiger. I don't care who you are. You're criminals, said as he stood in front of the 2 villains. The woman lying there is Pixie Bob. She's a pro-hero who have saved countless lives. She's going all for these young heroes, pushing them to reach their full potential. She's looking for a mate, but otherwise she's content, said as his nails started to come out of his glove. Tiger. What gives you the right to touch such a happy lady? Roared in anger. Spinner. Didn't anyone tell you that it's not a hero's job to be happy? Yelled as he rushed towards them with his sword in his hands. Mandalay. Tiger. I've talked to everyone, Trust the safety of the other students to Ragdoll. You and me will stay here and we'll hold them back, said before she looked at the UA students. You all return to camp. Class representative, you're in charge on the way there, don't engage anyone, said as everyone nodded. Izumi. Mandalay. It's Kota. I know where he is. Exclaimed, causing Mandalay's eyes to widen in shock. I can help. I can find him and get him to camp as soon as I can, said as Mandalay looked at the ground in thought for a moment before she nodded. Mandalay. Go, be careful, said as Izumi nodded and run toward into deep forest. Deep inside a forest, Kendo was running through the wood while doing her best to hold her breath to not inhale the pink mist while she had her hands enlarged to protect Yui, who was currently carrying the unconscious Hononuki on her back. Kendo called out to her as Kendo turned around to see Tetsu coming out of the bushes while carrying a unconscious Abara in his arms with Kendo. Tetsu, Abara, what with those masks? Tetsu. Yaoyorozu from Class A, she made them for us. Awase's taking her to the rest of her class, so she can help them too. Take some, we brought tea a bunch, said leaning over to show some of the gas mask to them. Kendo. Great, thanks, said in gratitude before putting on the gas mask. We need to get back to camp fast. Who knows how many villains could be roaming through the woods. Tetsu. No, I'm gonna fight. Make sure you make these two get back to camp, ordered shocking Kendo. Kendo. What? Mandalay told us to retreat, reminded him. Tetsu. You're always getting on Monoma when he talks about the differences in our classes, but you feel it, don't you? We're not the same, said shocking Kendo a bit. Tetsu. We all got into UA High with the same exam, we studied the same curriculum, so why are they better? Isn't obvious? Had the Class A been through crisis after crisis, and turned each one into opportunity, they've had so many chances to prove themselves. And come on, Kendo. A real hero doesn't turn his back and run from a bad guy. Fighting villains is what we do. Lectured. Kendo. Yeah, but got cut off as she saw Tetsu turned around. Tetsu. Don't try to stop me, we're in the hero course. If we don't stand up now, then when will we? Class 1B. I'm going to find these villains and show them what we're made of, declared, turning his fist to steel. Kendo. But, interrupted again by a clap hands from Forest. Your passions is admire Class 1B. Tetsu. Kendo. Tetsu and Yui look toward the forest where is coming from with activating their quirk. Tetsu. Who's there? Are you villain? Well, I'm more than a villain. Come out from forest, making Kendo, Tetsu and Yui eyes wide and start to afraid. But you all know what they called me, right? Look at them with brain behind a mask. Kendo. Tetsu and Yui. Smile. Good evening, everyone. Bow them, and walk up to them. And Kino, Tetsu and Yui snap out and ready to fight, but here, show a person in his arm. Three of them look at it. Jiro. Flashback to 20 minutes ago. Kyoka and Hagakure. Kya. Both scream in terror because she saw Abara as a creepy nun scaring them as they run back, but until they did, Tetsu appears popping out of the bush scaring them. Kya yelled again as they went back, but same thing happened again, and again, and again, and again, and again, and again, and again. 8 minutes ago. Toru. Oh my god, that was scary, said while panting. Jiro. Ya, think? Asked sarcastically while panting and hear a laugh inside her head from Ember. Toru. Sheesh, where do you think our tags are? Jiro. I don't know, but Pixie Bob said, is at the far end of the route. Toru. Sigh, anyway how can we find our tags when we keep running into Class B who are scares? Asked, being annoyed. Jiro. As long as we can get past them, we're fine. I mean, right now we're in a safe spot now, so Class B won't be scaring us here, right? Assumed when suddenly a pink smoke appear around them. Toru. What is this? Some kind of smoke. Class 1B though. Jiro. I don't know, but started to feel dizzy and fall down along with Toru. Jiro started to faint before Ember called out her name. Ember. Oi, Kyo. Shake Jiro and looked at Toru, who also faint too. Shit, how should I? Cut off by a familiar voice. So, this is where you are, my love. Ember eyes wide and turn around to be grabbed by a robot tentacle to her throat. Ember lift into air and Skulltech come out from forest while look at her. Ember's skull, said with choke. Skull. Hello, love, how are you doing all these years? Pull Ember close to her. Ember. What did you do to yourself? Skull. I upgraded with a little help. Look down to chest along with Ember. Tech. Hi, Ember. Face appear on Skull chest. Ember look to Skull and look back to Tech. She look up and down twice then. Ember. You are so sick. Said with disgusting. Skull. Tech. Shut up. Throw Ember to ground and tree. After throws around Ember, Skulltech lift back her up with robot tentacle and pull her toward them. Ember. What did you want? Asked in dizzy state. Skull. Come now love, you know me what I always want. Pull close to him and lift up Ember chin, your partner and ghost girl. Ember eyes wide. Tech. And all new Teko and blood sample. More tentacle slitter toward Jiro and Toru with sticking out a needle. Ember yell Skulltech to stop but they just laugh at it. When needle about to get close to Jiro's skin. All robot tentacles slash down and Skulltech push back away by dark lighting. Ember free from tentacle and fall down but a person catch her before she hit the ground. Ember look up and eyes wide. I as you. Faint in smile arm and turn into mist and go back into Jiro body. Smile. Rest well, Ember. Hear a blessed come behind from but a coffin for appear from ground and protect smile. Smile look at the Skulltech who come out from forest. Smile. Well, looks who is get out from the ghost world again. Skull. What are you doing here Izuku? Tech. We though, you didn't help hero. Smile. Yay, I won't but, look to Jiro and look back to Skulltech with glare. I just don't like you hurting, pull out a dagger from sleeve. What is mine? Throw 2 dagger with dark lighting. Skulltech put up a shield and 2 dagger bounce back. Smile grab it in air and throw it again to Skulltech. Skulltech put up a shield but dagger just past them. Skulltech. Ha, you miss, cut off by feet come down to Skull face. Skulltech lose balance and fall to ground. Skulltech growl and looked up see Smile look down at them and. Skulltech. Ah, yell in pain. Smile pull off both Skulltech arm and point a dagger to Skull head. Go back to your ghost world Skulltech and never set foot again in human world. Skull. Like we take order from you. Tech. Yay. Smile. Then, Coffin 3 appear beside them. You know what this coffin do right? Coffin 3 started to open and from inside a little many black snake with red eyes started to slither towards Skulltech and climb onto him. Skulltech started to shake in afraid and try to struggle but Izuku pulled back down by a string that attached to 2 dagger, on the ground. Skulltech looked to Smile who looking at him. Smile. I ask you again, will you go back or become my puppet forever? Skulltech yell. I go back, I go back. Smile. And, black snake hiss at Skulltech faces. Skulltech yell. And we never come back here anymore. Smile. You better be because. Pull off a mask and glare at Skulltech, there will be no more chance again, got it? Black snakes hiss at Skulltech. Skulltech. Gee got it. We got it, just keep them away. Smile put back his mask on and walk back away with black snake go back to Coffin 3 and pull back to ground. Skulltech look at Smile one last time in fear then go intangibility to ground. Smile look down Jiro with sigh and pick up in bridal style while lift up Toru in cocoon make by string. Smile start to walk to nearby students or pro hero while though. Smile. What the hell am I doing? Flashback end. Now, back to Kendo, Tetsu and Yui looking at Jiro in Smile arm confuse. Smile start to get annoyed and. Smile yell. Are you going to take her or what? Kendo, Tetsu and Yui snap out and look Smile. And I also got her. Show to her who is in cocoon sleeping peacefully. Tetsu about to go but stopped by Kendo who place a hand right in front of him stopping him from moving any further. Kendo. This isn't another one of your trick right? Asked with stutter. Smile roll eyes under a mask, he put down Jiro and Toru on the ground and stand back up. Smile. Just take your friends and go back to camp. Turn around, while I take care of that pink mist. Kendo and Tetsu eyes wides look at him. Kendo about to ask but Yui cut off her. Yui. Why are you helping us? Smile stop. Aren't you villain? Smile. I'm still but. Pull of the mask and look at them from shoulder. I never kill innocent. Kendo and Tetsu look at him as he crazy or what while Yui just eyes close and nod. Smile put his mask back on and walk away from them. Smile keep walking toward the mist-making guy. While he walking he got another great plan that make him grin under a mask. Smile. Oh, All Might, I wonder how you will feel when you die, look up to sky. With Kota. Mandalay. Kota, I hope that you can hear my voice. Hurry up and come back camp. Sorry I can't come to you. I don't know where you always running off to, forgive me. Just come back, come fast. Voice of Mandalay echoed through Kota's head as he slowly backed away from the massive cloaked figure wearing a hockey mask slowly approaching him. I came up here scouting for a nice vantage point and here I find someone who's not on our list, said the massive cloaked figure wearing a hockey mask as he slowly approached the terrified Kota. By the way, nice hat kid, I like it. Hey, why don't you trade with me for this lame mask, huh? They made me wear it cause I'm new. They said they couldn't get the shipment for the good ones in time, said as he slowly took off his mask while Kota quickly took the opportunity to turn around and tried to make a run for it. Oh well. He threw his mask to the ground and shot off into the air and landed on the ground as he appeared right in front of Kota, who immediately took a step back in fright. I think you and me should have some fun up here, kid, right? Said as muscle fiber suddenly started to engulf his arm as Kota took a step back in fear once he recognized the face of the man right in front of him. Kota. It's you. Papa, Mama, said with tears falling from his eyes as Muscular raised his hands up to punch the boy as Kota closed his eyes, but before he can do so, an orange blur suddenly tackled Kota out of the way just as the villain's fist made contact with the ground, cracking it. What are you doing? Asked as he and Izumi slowly got up from the ground. Oh, you, I recognize you. You were on the list, said as Izumi finally got to see what he looked like without the mask. Large, bulky, and extremely muscular man set wide with short, spiky, and sandy blonde hair with small black eyes. He has a large scar going across the left side of his face, his left eye replaced with a prosthetic one, and he has another, smaller scar on the right side of his forehead. He was villain Muscular. Izumi though. I came up here to make sure that Kota was safe. I was lucky enough that I didn't run into some villains, but to think one villain already here. Damn it, and that landing broke my phone. I didn't tell anyone where I was going, and I don't think anyone really know where this place is, which means that I can't hope for reinforcements to arrive. It's just me alone. Looks like I'll just have to fight this guy by myself, but I can't really do that while protecting Kota at the same time. Look, Kota, who was in tear. No, I don't have time to think. I just have to do it right now. I'll just have to give it everything I've got. Izumi. Hey, I promise that everything will be okay, cause I'm going to save you, Kota. Izumi said reassuringly as orange lightning began to cackle all around her. Muscular. Oh, this will be fun. Grinned manically before he rushed towards Izumi and Kota. In another forest, Katsumi and Todoroki walked throughout the forest while Todoroki was carrying the unconscious form of Kosei on his back. Katsumi. Grr, damn it, grumbled as she placed one hand on her mouth to stop her from breathing the mist in the air while Todoroki walked in front of her while carrying the unconscious form of Kosei on his back. Todo. There must be some sort of gas filling out here, but I'm more worried about the others who are still in the forest, but I don't see that there's much we can do now. Hopefully Ragdoll can take care of anyone else, said as they continued to walk through the forest. Katsumi. Don't tell me what to do, I see. Grumble in annoyance before both suddenly stopped in their tracks once they saw a severed hand with a villain wearing a black straitjacket that only leaves his mouth exposed. The suit is held together by black restraints decorated with red spikes. These same restraints connect to metal clamps that covering his head and keeps his lips open, with other straps go across his torso, waist, and the top of his boots. Standing next to the severed hand and villain name was Moonfish. Katsumi. Crap, who's that? Hey, which group was in front of us? Asked Todoroki. Todo. Tokiyami and Shoji. Replied. Moonfish. So pretty, so pretty. No, I have to work, can't play. But, it's so delicious, but don't tempt me. I have a job to do, muttered before it slowly around to face the two boys behind him. Katsumi. Don't fight, said asked as a smirk slowly spread across her face and anger started to show. With Mandalay and Tiger. Spinner. You fake heroes only care about yourselves and your glory. We'll purge you from this word. said as he swung his sword towards Mandalay, who jumped up to dodge the attacks before she landed back into the ground. Mandalay. Spinner, even though you're a villain you're still pretty cool, you're totally my type. Voice echoed through Spinner's head as he stopped in his tracks as he was caught off guard with a blush on his face. Are you really blushing? How cute, said as she slashed him with her claws before she jumped back to avoid another sword swing from Spinner. Spinner. That was a dirty trick to pull, don't towie with me, cat. Said as Mandalay's body suddenly started to glow before she was suddenly levitated off the ground and launched towards the air. Magna. Over here, why little kitty, said as Mandalay was flying towards her direction before she was suddenly punched by Tiger, causing her to release her quirk on Mandalay. Tiger. I won't let you use the same trick twice, roared as he punched Magna, causing her to release her quirk on Mandalay, getting her fall back down towards the ground with a grunt. Tiger. Kenji Hikiyoshi, villain name Magna, wanted for 9 counts aggravated robbery, 3 murders, and 29 attempted murders. Roared before he aimed multiple punches towards Magna only for her to dodge the attacks before she suddenly caught Tiger's fist. Magna. Ooh, that does mean I'm famous, asked as Tiger gritted his teeth in anger. Tiger. What the hell did you come here for, criminal? Asked through gritted teeth. Mandalay. Tiger. Something's wrong. I still haven't heard from Ragdoll, it isn't like her not to report, called out, causing Tiger's eyes to widen in shock. Magna. Oh, I wonder what happened to her, said with a teasing smirk, causing Tiger to grit his teeth even further. With Izumi and Kota, muscular. You really think that you can save this little brat? Asked her with a laugh. That does sound something a wannabe hero would say. Your kind sure like to mouth off about justice, said as arcs of electricity began to cackle around her with a scared Kota behind her. Muscular. Your name's Yagi, right? Asked her. Perfect. We were told that we couldn't kill you, but I don't really acre what the boss said. He's just a brat with an obsession with hands, so I'll just take some initiative and kill you, said as muscle fibers began to engulf his arm, but first some torment. Said as he ripped off his cloak, revealing that he was wearing a red tank top, a dark jacket that hangs around his waist, dark green pants underneath his cloak. Muscular. So show me your blood, cried out before he leapt towards her and aimed for a punch, only for Izumi to block the punch with her left arm before she was launched back into the wall because of the pressure of the attack, causing her to scream in pain. Muscular. Let's see, oh yeah, maybe you can help me out a little bit first, you know a guy or girl named Bakugo? Asked, causing Izumi's eyes to widen in shock. I still have a job to do after all. Roared before he launched towards her and aimed a punch, only for Izumi to dodge the attack. Izumi. They're after Kachan. Why, though? Muscular. Can I take that as an, I don't know? I can write. All right then, said before he jumped toward Izumi and kicked in the stomach, causing her to gasp in pain before she was sent crashing into the wall. Ha 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 ha, yes. Exclamation mark. Blood is exactly what I wanted from you. What did you promise? That everything would be okay. How's that working out for you, huh? Don't just lay there stupid. Said with a laugh. You said you would help him, now what are you doing to do now, hero? Asked her mockingly as she slowly got up from the ground with blood pouring from her forehead. Izumi. That quirk of his is too powerful. I need a plan. If I worry about Kachan or Cat Right Bow, then I'm dead. Thought as she slowly got up from the ground. I have to focus on the enemy right in front of me. Thought before she clenched her fist as orange lightning began to cackle all around her. SMASSHH. Thought before she slammed her one for all enhanced fist towards Muscular, only to be blocked by his arm, and it didn't even affect him at all, much to her shock. Muscular. My quirk increases my speed and strength so exponentially that my muscle fibers can't even be contained from my skin. Said as more and more muscle fibers began to wrap all around him, increasing his strength even further. I know I'm bragging a bit, but I mean, come on. I guess what I'm trying to say is that you're just an inferior version of me. Said as he lunged towards her and aimed a punch, only for Izumi to jump back in the air, avoiding the attack, but not before one of the big rocks had managed to hit her in the face, causing her to wince in pain. Muscular. I can't help but laugh at you, kid. You really think that you're a hero, don't you? Said as he leapt up and appeared behind Izumi before he punched her back towards the ground, letting her crash into the ground with a loud boom. How are you gonna save him, huh? Don't make promises that you can't keep. Live up to your words so that they don't mean anything. said as he slowly walked towards Izumi, who was currently lying down in the ground. Muscular. You're no hero, you're just a fraud. And you'll die that way, said as her raised his arm to finish her off when a small rock was suddenly thrown at the back of his head as he turned around to see that it was Kota who threw the rock. Kota. You remember the water hose? Asked with anger and tears welling up in his eyes. Did you torment the two of them too? Before you killed them? Kota yelled at him in anger. Muscular. Huh, seriously? Those losers were your parents? Well then this might be fate. The water hose heroes are the reason I have an artificial eye in my left socket right now, said pointing at the prosthetic eye in his left socket. Kota. This is all your fault. Nothing in the world is right anymore and it's because of crazy people like you. Yelled at him with tears welling in his eyes. Muscular. Little kids like you are always so quick to say that it's someone else's fault. Don't get the wrong idea. It's not like I took them out because I was mad at the eye thing. I wanted to kill people, it's as simple as that, and those two tried to stop me. What happened was a result of all of us doing our best. The real travesty is promising something you aren't able to do. That's why your dear old mommy and daddy died, said as he slowly walked up towards Kota to finish him off when Izumi powered up one for all and bolted towards him. Nice try with the sneak attack. But I'm ready, roared as he turned around and saw Izumi rushing towards him. Nice try with the sneak attack. But I'm ready, roared as he turned around and saw Izumi rushing towards him. Izumi. You ruin his life. And you won't even take the blame, roared as she went in for a punch with power to 100%. Muscular eyes wide and big dust make on cliff with Kota blow away. Kota scream in scare but stop by a float that glow green on him. Kota look back, see Izumi using her telekinesis to stop him falling. Izumi. Sorry. For blowing you away, said with breathing hard. Izumi pull back Kota to her and turn off her telekinesis. Kota. Gee thank. Stop by, see Izumi arm broken. Why? Though in tear. Izumi. Let's get back to camp. It's not far from here. Interrupted by a earth shake and Izumi look from her shoulder, eyes wide in surprise. Muscular. Ha 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 ha. That's what I'm talking about. It's been so long since I was sent into a wall like that. That was fun. How about we do that again? Said as she slowly got up from the wall with a little bit of blood pouring from his forehead and lip before he wiped it off as Izumi could only stare at him in shock. Izumi. Number way, all of that power, and I only managed to make him bleed. If he was able to tank a full hit of one for all, then this guy is stronger than I thought in shock before she quickly shook it off and focused back on the situation she was in right now. Muscular. Ha, look at that, you even managed to make me bleed. You're good kid, I take back everything I said about you. Said with a grin as Izumi could stare at him in shock before she quickly shook it up and got into a fighting stance. Now. Let's have some more. Cut off by too light, come down on Muscular and sent him to ground hard. Izumi cover Kota while both shield their eyes. You really need more training, breath. Said from inside the dust. You got that right, sis. Also said inside the dust. Izumi and Kota hear that voice anywhere, call in happy. Panty, Stocking. Panty and Stocking in angel form stepping on Muscular. Panty and Stock jump down from Muscular and walk to Izumi and Kota. Panty give a hand to Izumi while Stock lift up Kota and dust of his clothes. Izumi. Where did you and Zara sensei go? Asked while grab a hand from Panty and get up. Panty. We have some problem back in the city with Smile. Said but lie it. Izumi surprise a Smile was saw in city. Stock. After we didn't saw him anywhere, we came back here to help. Izumi. That's mean. A strong wings passed on the training camp wipe out a blue flame instant. Panty. Oh, he really mad now. Looking at Sky. Stock nod. To think he even used that form. Looking at Sky. Izumi and Kota look up to Sky and eyes wide in surprise. In Sky, Aizu was in holy form looking down at the villain. With Smile. Smile. Look who decide to show up, looking at Aizu while sitting on mustard in bruises. Smile tap his calm. Love, get ready to get out. We are done here. Toga. Hi, darling. Smile stand up and hear a person growl beside him. Smile growl mutter. Right, I forget about her. Saying to Ragdoll, who got knocked out by Nomu chainsaw and saved by Smile when he accidentally passed them. This is not my day. At cabin. Dabi engulfed Aizawa in flame but. Dabi. Well, I guess you are pro, after all. Said while looking up to Aizawa on building with the help of his scarf hang onto it. Dabi point hand to Aizawa and nothing come out. Aizawa. Nothing gonna come out. Said with his eyes glowing red before he shot out his scarf wrapping it around Dabi before he leapt off the wall and pulled Dabi towards him before he kneed him in the head hard making Dabi's head rattle before Aizawa spun him around and pinning him towards the ground. Aizawa. What do want and where are your friends hiding? Aizawa asked as he pinned him towards the ground. Talk or your right arms next, be logical about this, at least save your legs it would be a real pain to have to carry you to jail without them. Said before he twisted Dabi's arm hearing an audible pop. Dabi. Are you in a hurry, eraser? Said with a grin before they suddenly felt the earth shake. Aizawa. What's that? Asked before he heard familiar voices call out to him. Iida. Aizawa-sensei. A voice called out as he looked to the side to see Iida, Kota, Mineta and Ojiro. Aizawa. You guys. Looked to his students while Dabi used the distraction to kick Aizawa off him. Dabi. He's good, I won't be able to take much more of this, thought before he turned around to face Aizawa. That's exactly the performance I'd expect out of a teacher. Tell me hero, you're worried for your students? Asked as Aizawa tried to pull him towards him only for Dabi to suddenly started to turn into clay much to Aizawa's shock. Aizawa. The fire that he shot earlier wasn't his quirk. Thought in shock. Dabi. I hope you can protect them all till the end. See y'all later. Said before he started to crumble into clay. Mineta. What the heck was that? Did he just melt? Asked clearly scared and freaking the fuck out as he and the rest of his classmates rushed towards their teacher who run past them and. Aizawa. Everyone get inside I'll be right back. Said to his students before he rushed towards the woods to help the others. With Dabi and twice. That's no good, Dabi. You were beaten. So weak. You a small fry or something? Said while doing some strange gestures. Dabi. How weak, that happened so fast. Twice. Huh, that's ridiculous. Don't be hasty, you're strong. You should think of this as the pro being very strong. Dabi. Make another one of me, twice. We need something to keep the pros from leave. Cut off by a strong winds past Dabi and twice. What happened? Is a strong wind. Dabi. Looks like he already come back. Look up Azu in sky. Twice. What? This is not the plan. Let's run. No, we should stay and help our friends. Dabi. Don't worry twice, I have another plan B when he show up. Show a paper to Twice who looked confused at magic circle. Twice. What's this? What can this paper even do? Dabi. Don't know but our leader said it will help defeat him. Twice. Then what are you waiting for, do it? Or how should you active it? Dabi. Like this. Burn the paper and magic circle glow until it disappear from Dabi hand and fly away into forest. Twice. What just happened? Did it work? Dabi. How the fuck should I? Interrupted by earth shake. Everyone there feel the earth shake until it stop. In sky. Azu looking at the light that shine behind mountain. He fly forward there and look down's eyes wide. Zombie army rise from the ground one by one until it was 1 million army. Azu move his hand to ear and make magic phone call to Panty and Stocking. After a moment of ring. Panty. Yo, babe. What happened there? Stocking. Did you find something? Azu. I did, is a army of undead. Panty and Stocking. What? Azu. Tell students and teachers back into house and barricade there. Panty. Okay, but what about you? Azu. I will try to destroy them as many as I can and be right there. Stocking. Okay, just be careful. Said with worry. Azu smile. I will. Hung off the magic phone and look at zombie. Well, change his sword to cannon mode and point the zombie. Let's start with a big band. Pull the trigger and a multiple circle appear around him and shot down the zombie head. With Mandalay, Tiger and Villain. They just feel the earthquake shake follow by Azu gone to that site and start to fight there. Heroes and Villain can't keep up what's going on anymore until. Panty. Mandalay, there you are. Called out to Mandalay who looks up along with Tiger and Villain too. Tell, ever students and hero to fall back toward the cabin and make a barricade there. Tiger. Why, did something happen over there? Point to other side of the mountain. Panty. Let's just say some idiot villain just release a big fuck zombie toward us. Glare at Spinner and Magna who look at her with confuse. Mandalay. Tiger. Zombie. Panty. If you don't believe it, just stay here and wait for the zombie to arrive. For me, fly up to sky, I will be finding a students. Oh, and tell everyone that villain target was Bakugo, zip away to others part of the forest. Tiger. Really, zombie is any more get, cut off by hear a Mandalay voice in his head. Mandalay. Everyone, please fall back to cabin right now, villain just release a zombie army at us and their mission was to kidnap Bakugo. At cabin, Ajiro. Bakugo. Mina. But which one? Mineta. And what the heck is about a zombie army? Yell in panic. Vald. Don't tell me, villain have a spiritual being on their side. Though in panic. With Aizawa. Aizawa mutter. This is really bad. Run back to cabin with some student behind him. With Katsuki and Shoto. Katsuki. Like hell, I'm going back to cabin. Use his quirk to blow off Moonfish sword follow by Shoto trap Moonfish with ice. Shoto. Good, that will keep him here. See Katsuki walking toward another way. Oi, Katsuki, we really should be, cut off by Katsuki yell. Katsuki. Fuck with going back to cabin, I'm going to find my sister with or without your help. Keep walking to other direction. Shoto deep sigh and follow after him. On tree, Mr. Compress looking at Katsuki and Shoto with interested and snap his finger. With Azu. Azu blast one of the zombie in front of him and look around see a lot of zombie coming at him. Azu. TCH, why are there so many fucking zombie here? Though, and how the hell did those villain get their hands on summon magic? One zombie jump at him, Azu doge side and slash of the zombie head and fire to shoot at his back. Azu. Unless, stop himself by see another 100 walking toward the cabin. Oh, no you don't. Try to go there by stop by a surround zombie jump on him. Azu pinned down by surround zombie and see other 100 zombie about to pass the mountain until, a dark energy shot down the 100 zombie follow by magic slash toward Azu, who doge by fly up to sky. Wow, Zara never guess you to be pinned down by a weak zombie like that. Azu. Shut up smile. I'm just relaxing a bit. Smile roll eyes. Sure you are. Just like you relaxing a bit for others 100 zombie to past you. Azu. Why are you here? I know you didn't come here just for a fun. Smile. Right you are Zara and please call me Raven because, I'm kind of into that name now. Azu roll eyes. Whatever, just don't get in my way. About to fly down but his transform turned back into normal angel. Smile. Look likes your time is up, guess we really can't hold our original form too long in human world. Azu girth his teeth and see his hand disappear from this world. Smile. Why don't you go back to heaven and let me deal with this? Azu. And why would I trust you with that? Smile pull of his mask and show his face to Azu. Azu. Because, I didn't like someone stealing my prey. Look at Azu with his original demon eyes. Azu roll eyes. Of course you say that. Azu knows his other self too well. Dazu didn't like to kill some human like a psycho, no he just want to kill who make our life in hell. And their human old code was eyes for eyes and a life for a life. That's why Azu understand what Dazu said. Azu. Alright but don't try anything to my students. If something happened to them, I will come down from heaven myself with a real body to erase you. Point his spear to Dazu who chuckle and turn into laugh. Dazu. Sure, to even go far that to erase me like that. I'm guessing there is someone in that group as your love, cut off by Azu staff close his neck. Azu. Don't finish that sentence. Threat him with his wings glowing bright. Dazu grin. Okay. Move his staff from his neck, but you should be careful around others with your words or you would regret it. Fly down to zombie. Azu. TCH, you don't have to said me twice. Disappear with spark light that's go pop. With smile, stand in front of the zombie group. Smile. Okay, I give you this one last chance. Point to zombie, go back to your place and stay down there. Thump down. Of course, with that words zombie roar in anger and run toward Dazu with hunger eyes. Dezu sigh. Your funeral. Pull out a machine gun that made from angelic powers and start to fire at zombie. Dezu laugh like manic and bring down zombies with his machine gun. When machine gun heat up, he stop and pull the angelic grenades from his void and throw at the zombie. Zombie blow up by the big bomb and Dezu start to fire again. With Izumi and others, Izumi ignore panty warning to go back to camp and go find her friends instead. Along the way, she helped Shoji and Tokiyami, Dark Shadow problem, and found Shoto and Katsuki. After running back to camp while protecting Katsuki, much to being hate, if not for Izumi order. They found with Ochako and Sue along the way and now. Shoto. Damn it, I didn't think zombie is real. Fire a ice wave trapping zombies inside. Tokiyami. Dark Shadow. Sent out Dark Shadow to ice and destroyed it with Crawl. Shoji. There are more coming from the left. Yell Shoto and Tokiyami. Shoto and Tokiyami turn around and about to fire but Katsuki use his explosive on them. Katsuki. Die. Fire a blast at zombie turn them into crispy and setting the trees on fire. Izumi. Katsuki. What are you doing? Yell at him. Katsuki. What, I just defeating the zombie. Sue. But look what you did behind the zombie. Pointed out a forest on fire. Katsuki. What, is just a little fire, there is nothing. Cut off by someone touch his shoulder and turn into blue marbles. Mr. Compress. Hi, thanks you so much for distraction. You. Villains. Yell at him and Shoto fire a ice wave to trap Mr. Compress but he flip back and land on tree. Izumi. Give him back. Yell angrily at him. Mr. Compress. Give him back. What an odd thing to say. Bakugo doesn't belong to anyone, he's his own person, don't be so arrogant. Lecture at Izumi, or this is how you and friends treated your twin brother. Izumi eyes wide and so did Shoto too. Mr. Compress. Also, show 2 more marble in his hand. I also have 2 more students here in my marble. Izumi, Shoto, Ochako, Tus and Shoji surprise and looked around and didn't find Tokiyami. Mr. Compress. Moonfish, our dear Blade Tooth, he may not look it, but he's a dastardly death row devil whose last appeal was denied. When I saw the avian take him down so easily and violently, I decided he should join our truth. Izumi. You bastard, don't take them, yelled angrily at him. Shoto. Calm down, Izumi. Here, take this guy for me. Requested, handing the Class B student to Ochako. Ochako. Okay. Shoto attacks him with a large-scale ice, but Mr. Compress dodged it again and Shoto ice trap a zombie at that direction. Mr. Compress. Apologies, but sleight of hand and escapology are my specialties, not combat. I'm not foolish enough to fight hero candidates from UA. Said before pressing his earpiece, calling his allies. Vanguard Action Squad, I've acquired our target. Our little show has officially come to a close. Meet me at the retrieval point to the next 5 minutes for the final bow. Shoto. Come to a close. Said with confuse until they realized. Izumi. No, they are falling back. Yelled to her friends. Shoto. I won't let you go with our friends. Run after him. With Dabi and Twice. Twice. Hey, Dabi, did you hear the radio? Asked Dabi being excited. I'm so pumped up. Our boy Compress totally got the job done. A man certainly took his time. I was starting to get bored. Complained. Dabi. Don't be a pain, he did good job. Now, we just have to wait for everyone to regroup here. Twice. You're the pain. Forgive me. Dabi roll eyes, but what about the zombie that you release? Dabi. Don't worry, I'm sure someone already taken care of. If not, one zombie jump out from the bushes and try to bite Dabi but he destroyed with his flame and turn into dust. We have to use our quirk to kill it. Twice. Scary, so lame. Said to Dabi and both walk past the bush that Aoyama is hiding behind it with some from Class 1B. Flashback to Aoyama. Momo. Aoyama-san, I have to do what I can to help the rest of the Class B students. You take Kuwaro and Shishida back to camp, they should be safe there. Ordered as she and Awase run off to find the others. End of flashback. Aoyama. The gas is gone, someone defeated the villain. They're fighting, maybe, I should too, thought as he sticks his head out off the bush. However his eyes and Dabi suddenly met as Aoyama quickly put his head back in the bush. He saw me. thought in panic while covering his mouth. Dabi then walked towards the bushes to check it out, when suddenly. Twice. Hey Dabi, speaking of which totally not important but, shouldn't you be calling that Nomu back? You said he would only react to your voice correct, that sounded vital. Dabi realized. That's right, you're the one who reminded me to let him loose on the students earlier. Twice. No problem, bow before me. Dabi. Shigaraki did design the monster specifically for me, said before pressing a button on his jacket. With Yaoyorozu, Awase and Panty. Panty. Fuck, how many more different undead are going to show up? Killing a zombie and fend off the half-cut Nomu that is healing from eating other zombie and trying to kill Panty, half-faint Momo and bruises Awase. Awase. Oi, Yaoyorozu, are you alive? If you are, please wake up, we have get out here or we will become a zombie food. Momo. I'm sorry, Awase-san. I am alive, but, apologized in pain. What happened to me? When I came to, I was on the ground, so fuzzy. Awase turned around seeing the Nomu chainsaw about to reach him but destroyed by Panty gun. Panty. Don't you dare touch my students, you freak. Wings expend and about to destroy the Nomu until Nomu stop, turn around and walk away. What the fuck? Looking at the Nomu with confuse. Awase. It's just, gonna leave us here. Said in confusion. Momo. Does this mean, the villains have finished their mission? Don't tell me they have Bakugo-san. Come on, think. What would the worst case scenario be, Momo, and what's the smartest thing you can do right now? Thought as she created something from her palm of her hands. Panty. Well, if it's just like then. Point a gun at Nomu head and about to fire until. Awase. Panty-sensei, wait. Panty look at him with annoyed. What? Awase. We have another plan. Show a black button but Panty know what it's. Panty grin. You both outsmarted me this time. With Magna and Spinner. Magna. Damn it Spinner, this your fault. Blamed him while being restrained by Tiger. Tiger. Shut up, you have only yourself to blame, this is the consequence of your villainy. Scolded while restraining Magna. Mandalay. Understand villain, this is how it ends for you. Said while holding Spinner down. Spinner. You haven't won a thing, this isn't a defeat, Stain endures, do you hear me? His will is alive right here, I embody it. I will purge you degenerate heroes and that kid with glasses to avenge his name. Declared. Mandalay. Will you be quiet already? What's your quirk anyway? All we saw was that giant sword. Asked while pinning him down. Spinner. Get off. Demanded, struggling to break free when suddenly. Kurogiri. Yes, let's move the two of you, someplace more fitting, said appearing out of nowhere. Back with Izumi and others. Izumi and others are still continuing chasing after Mr. Compress, who is jumping around trees to trees. Shoto. Damn it, that masked man guy's fast. Said while chasing. Ochako. If only Lita-kun were here. Mr. Compress. The hero students are not as big of a deal as I thought they'd be. Shoto. Damn it. See Mr. Compress farther away from them. Izumi. We can't give up, not now. We have to catch him and get our friends back. Shoji. But at this rate, he's just getting farther away. Izumi started to think until she had one idea that come from Izuku books. Izumi. Uraraka-san, you have to make us float. Ochako. Huh, said confusingly. Izumi. Then Asui-san, you launch us as far as you can using your tongue. Ribbit, said confusingly. Izumi. Shoji-kun. Hold me and Todoroki-kun and use your quirk to correct your trajectory through the air. Measure the distance with your eyes, Uraraka-san, and when the timing looks right, release us. Shoji. I see, a human bullets. Ochako. Okay. Obeyed. Shoto. Wait Izumi, you're still going to fight with those injuries? Asked in concern. With that much pain you're cut off by Izumi. Izumi. Trust me, I don't feel any pain right now. I can do this, hurry. Assured them. Ochako. Yagi-kun, at least let me do this. Rip off her shirt tie and tie Izumi both hands with stick in it. Ochako use her quirks on three of them to lift up while Sue wrap them with her tongue. Ochako. Okay, Sue, go ahead. Sue. Make sure you save those two. Rabbit. Spin around and throw three of them to Mr. Compress. Mr. Compress hear a noise and look back. Meanwhile, Toga, Huh, lame, I'm the only one here. Asked as she arrives at the meeting point. Dabi. Hey crazy. Did you get the blood, how many different kind? Asked. Toga. One person's worth, lie about only one because, she already sent other blood back to their base. Twice. Just one, hey what gives weren't you supposed to get at least 3? Toga. That's just the way it went down, I thought those brats were gonna killed me. Twice. Anyway, you're looking a little too happy right now, strange shouldn't you be full of shame? Asked then Toga turned around before cupping her face with a crazy smile. Toga. Yeah, but I made some great new friends, and I found a cute girl I'm interested in. Explained with a blush and lie about the last one. Twice. Is it me? No thanks babe, I love you too. Dabi. Both of you shut it. Cut off because he heard someone screaming falling from the sky and look up see Mr. Compress land on ground with. Boom. ... Izumi, Shoto, and Shoji pressing down on Mr. Compress. Twice. Whoa, what's this? Oh hey wait, I know these kids. Who are you they? Pointing at them. With Kirishima and others. Eijiro. Come on, you heard what she said didn't you? I can't let them get my friend, you gotta let me go find him, please. Begged Vlad King. Vlad. Not a chance. Refused. Eijiro. But why not? Sked raising his voice. Mina. Come on cool it Kirishima. Said calming him down. Ida. Excuse me, we don't know how many villains or zombie there are, shouldn't we have many fighters as possible? Mineta. You can't seriously, wanna face the bad guys? Asked Panic. Eijiro. Lita gets it, even Aizawa-sensei said to fight. Vlad. Only for self-defense, he meant the students in the woods. Corrected it as Kirishima grunted in anger, when suddenly they heard a door opened. Sato. Huh, was that the door? Ojiro. I guess Aizawa-sensei is back already. Eijiro. Finally, he'll understand. Said as he was about to go to the door meeting his teacher, however Vlad stopped him. Vlad. No wait. Ordered suddenly, he saw a figure of shadow standing behind the door. Move. Ordered as the door got blasted by blue flames moving the students out of the way. Lita. Everyone get back. Ordered as everyone went behind Vlad, the man then stepped in revealing it was, Dabi. Mineta. Huh, no way that's the guy who got creamed earlier. Said pointing at him as Dabi was about to shoot another flame, but Vlad stopped him by slamming him to the wall. Vlad. You're too slow. Told him as he used his quirk to trap him. Eijiro. Blood control, so strong. Said in amazed. Monoma. Just as I expect from our teacher. Said proudly. Vlad. You dare walked into my classroom without so much of a plan, you underestimate us. Told Dabi. Dabi. Are you sure about that? Asked confusing Vlad. You're acting exactly like I expected, you're already been defeated regardless of what happens to me. The two most trusted pillars of the superhuman society are linked together. The pinnacle hero education, and All Might, the symbol of peace, but embarrassing incidents have damaged the world's trust in you both. Sloppy management keeps allowing villains to slip in an attack. People are so shaken that they almost lost all faith in you. Imagined how they'll react when they found out that you let us students get kidnapped. Explained and asked with a smile. Eijiro. Bastard, are you saying Bakugos? Yelled angrily before hardening his hands. Iida. Going to be kidnapped by you. Denki. Stop messing around. Added activating his quirk. Dabi. Don't be naive, they only took a handful of us to separate you from pros and start picking you off. Said trying to free himself with his quirk from Vlad's blood control. Vlad. You bastard. Yelled as he was about to punch him. Dabi then laughed trying to attack with his right side, when suddenly. Stab. Students. Stalking sensei. Yell in surprise. Vlad. What? Cut off by stalking. Stalking. Don't waste your time, he's not real. Put away her swords and point down a mud. Vlad. Wait, if you are here then, cut off by Aizawa appear behind stalking. Aizawa. Oh good, you are here, excellent work on protecting the students. Complimented to stalking who nod and carry Kota back to others' room with some injured students. Before she go, she yelled other students who are healthy to help injure students. While Aizawa and Vlad talk. Back with Izumi and others. Izumi, Shoto, and Shoji are pinning Compress down to the ground. Izumi. Give back Katsuki, Mimi and Tokiyami. Yelled angrily. Twice. Wait, I know these kids, who are they? Asked Toga, who looks very excited. Dabi. Mister, get out the way. Told him as he is preparing to blast his flame at them. Mr. Compress. Roger. Obeyed before turning himself into a marble, as Dabi launch a stream of flame at them. Twice. That's cold, yelled as Izumi and the boys avoids the attack, however Izumi and Shoji got their arms burned. Izumi, Shoji, ah, cried in pain. Shoto. Izumi, Shoji, shouted as well before turning front to see Twice is coming at him. Twice. Faces from Shigaraki's kill list. That little beat-up girl and you. They weren't though. Yelled, then pulled out some kind of measuring tape on his wrist. Shoto then stepped back and attacked Twice with his ice, causing him to fall back. Twice. That's hot, yelled in shock. Meanwhile a needle flies toward to Izumi face, but luckily she dodged it. Toga. Hi Izumi-kun, my name is Toga. Greeted while running towards her, then jumps at her, pinning her down. I've been thinking since I saw you, that you'd be so much cuter if you just bled a little more, Izumi-kun. Said as she is about to stab Izumi with a knife. Shoji. Yagi, yelled as they pushed Toga away from her. Toga. So, that's how it is, you guys want to come between us. Said before gripping her knife. To be honest, you guys are not really my types, but I'll cut you idiots anyway. Added with a glare. Shoji. She's crazy. Said protecting Izumi. Izumi. Why yay? Answer nervous because the look on her face remind of her brother. Shoto continues to attack Twice with his ice, but Twice keep dodging him. Twice. Good job, this is easy, give me all you've got. Taunted before cutting through an ice block with his measuring tape. Stop messing around, Shoto. What the hell is with this guy? Asked himself. Just then Mr. Compress released himself inside the marble. Mr. Compress get with grit of pain. Ow, I can't believe you flew so far to chase after me. Your ideas are far out. Complained while walking to Dabi. Dabi. Where is Bakugo's? Mr. Compress. Of course, replied reaching into his pocket to give twin Bakugo and Tokiyami to him, however he couldn't find them until Shoji. Yagi, Todoroki were done. Said confusing them. He gave away his best trick. I'm not sure what your quirk is, but it had to do with those little marbles, right? The ones you'd stashed in your pocket, so I'm guessing these are Tokiyami and Bakugo's. Said before showing those two marbles to them. Izumi. Shoji-kun. Said in relief. Mr. Compress. Ha ha ha, well color me impressed, just as I expect from someone with so many hands, how splendid. Praised as the boys and girl began to run away. Shoto. All right, good job, Shoji. Said running to the other two after blocking off Twice with his ice. Dabi. Moron. Said in annoyed tone as he is about to attack, however. Mr. Compress. No wait. Stopped Dabi, just then the Nomu suddenly appeared right in front of them, causing them to get shocked. Izumi. A Nomu, shouted, Shoto. Over here, said as the boys and girl makes a left turn, when suddenly Kurogiri appeared in front of them, blocking their path back to camp. Shoji. This guy. Shoto. Was at USJ. Izumi. The rap. Kurogiri. It's been 5 minutes since the signal. Let's go, Dabi. Ordered before opening a warp gate next to Toga, Twice, Nomu, Mr. Compress, and Dabi. Izumi. Sorry, Izumi. I'll see y'all later. Said to him before walking into the portal and Twice jump into his. Dabi. Wait, our goal is not yet, cut off by Mr. Compress. Mr. Compress. Don't worry, they were so proud of themselves for rooting through my pockets that I thought I'd let THM gloat. Reassured, shocking the boys and girl as they looked at him confusingly. Mr. Compress. But allow me to explain a basic tenet in magic, if I'm flaunting something shiny, it's because there's something else I don't want you to see. Explained before removing his mask and sticks out his tongue, revealing 3 marbles that hold Bakugo's and Tokiyami inside. Izumi. Shoto. And no way. Mr. Compress snap his finger, causing the marble that Shoji is holding opened, revealing some ice inside. Shoto. I is my ice. look in shocked. Mr. Compress. That's right, during the freezing and the bullet attacks, I prepared dummies slipped them into my right pocket. Izumi. Damn it. Yelled before running towards Mr. Compress. Along with Shoto and Shoji, his quirk lets him compress and hold things. Mr. Compress. If you discover what was in my right hand was in my right pockets, then of course you'd rush happily over, said as he backed into the portal. Izumi. Wait, yell at him anger. Mr. Compress. And now, that's all from me, cut off because a laser hits his mask breaking it. Izumi turned their heads to the bush seeing who's the one shooting the laser, and it was none than Aoyama himself who shoots it with his naval laser. Izumi. Aoyama. Look in surprise. Mr. Compress then cough out the 3 marbles from his mouth as the boys and girl tries to reach for the marbles. Izumi tries to grabs it as well, but suddenly she felt her bruised arm got hurt causing her to trip and stopped running. Shoji then grabs one of the marble with his hand and Shoto tries to reach for the other 2, however Dabi quickly grab it before him. Dabi. That's sad. Shoto. Todoroki. Mocked before Shoto rolled to the ground. Confirm it now, release it. Mr. Compress. My show's been ruined. Complain as he snap his finger releasing the 3 marbles that contains Tokiyami and Bakugos. Dabi then hold both Bakugo by the neck so they won't escape. Dabi. Checkmate, said with a smile as he slowly walking in the portal pulling both Bakugo. Izumi. Katsuki, Mimi. Yelled as she almost reached them to the portal however. Katsuki. Stay back, Izumi. Ordered as both disappears into the portal and Izumi falls to the ground before turning back seeing the portal is now gone. Izumi and the others then looked back at the smoke as they were now in shock of what happened today before Izumi yelled in anger. Izumi. Ah! Yelled angrily throughout the forest. Meanwhile as for the others Aizawa, are helping Yui carrying her classmates back to camp. Pandy is seen carrying Momo and Aswin behind them walking back to the camp as well, including Kendo and Tetsu carrying Jiro and Toru. The scene then changed to some of the students who were knocked out, the 2 pussycats found ragdolls under a tree, and all of the students and Kota who were back at camp are feeling down right now. On top of the cliff. Smile listened to Toga called until. Smile. I see, Satomura trying to recruited those 2 fuckers and trying to make UA and All Might face lose. Grin, not a bad plan. Toga. So, what do we do now babe? Ask him from phone. Smile. Let's see how they turn out first and I be there in a moment and be ready Toga, I thinks Hero will attack that place. Toga. Did you give away love location? Smile. I was, but someone beat me to it. Looking at the project that come from Shadow Cerberus dog showing him all the fight. Anyway, be ready love and if you don't have way out use that. Toga. Roger and if this finish, I expect love from you, said with giggle. Smile chuckle. Of course love bye, see ya soon. Toga. See ya soon. Hang of the phone. Smile about to close the phone until a message appear from Lady Nagant and her teams. Smile open and see a photo that make him grin big. Smile. Oh, Yagi. You really become a fool to think you would make this. Try to control his laugh but he can't and start to laugh. On phone, it show a contract of Smile aka Izuku Yagi, rehab program, in US school and it also signed by Vice President, HSPC, All Might and magnetic signature. To be continued. I hope you guys enjoyed this video and make sure to like and subscribe to the channel. Now we will see you in the next video.